Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Comms Noise. I'm Chris and here with me are...
Matt.
And Ricky.
Okay, welcome. So here's an agenda of what we're going to be covering today. We're going to actually run through a little bit of listener mail, read it out and answer it.
Yay!
Then we're going to have a quick discussion on a Q1 kit we went to. But Matt won, so it's going to be really quick.
It was
because believe me, you can't cope with his ego. So
Haven't got the space.
haven't got the space or energy. Then we're going to talk about the new stuff. Wave 6 got released this week, or the first article, I should say. Spoiler article got released. That's exciting. And then the main bulk of the episode is part 2 of our episode upgrade review, where we're going to talk about the other categories that we didn't talk about last time, the neutral ones. Okay, so first let's just go through some of the promotional stuff we've got. So, Ricky, what's our email?
It's commsnoiseuk@gmail.com. Should you want to send us any questions or
And we'll read it out.
anything like that?
We've got a Facebook page now as well, which is...
Facebook.com/commsnoiseuk as well.
Brilliant.
Nice and
Ties
simple.
in nicely.
It's almost like we've made it easy.
I know where we are.
I think we should go more obscure for the next
And then
one.
for those of you who can make it to Bristol on a random Sunday, we've got, in a couple of weeks' time, we're running a Q1 kit tournament.
We must have the date.
April the 9th.
April the
April the
9th at Bristol Independent Gaming. Linked on our Facebook page.
It
so
is
you
on
can
the
see it on our
Facebook
Facebook page. 3 rounds. Comes with the
TRCs.
TRCs, which we bigged up last episode. So if you're nearby, if you haven't got any, no excuses.
TRCs aren't all that. It's fine.
Yeah. Easy mode, Matt. They're easy.
Yeah,
easy
they
mode. Easy mode. All right. Let's start off with some mail then. Ricky, who have we got?
We have... Oh, I had it up just 2 seconds ago.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Who's the first one?
Well, we had a Chris Gomez who was kindly just letting us know he really enjoyed our show.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
No specific questions, but I thought we'd give him a shout because he
Yeah, shout out to
enjoys
Chris.
us. And we also had an Adam Wiley who did get in touch with me quite a bit about some help with his list
Oh, yeah?
originally.
Do you want to read out some
You may-
questions?
The key thing was I should have read this beforehand.
What list do we have?
It ended up being-
Why prepare?
I may as well go with what ended up
Can you go back?
from the conversation.
What's the original email?
I think I ended up giving him a Yavaris list.
Oh,
Boo.
This was
The last
original,
thing the world needs is more Yavaris.
but it was
Let's read out the first one.
yeah.
Hi guys, another great podcast. I always learn a lot listening to you boys chat through tournaments and lists, so thanks and keep it up. No problem. Can I just ask about Kevin Horseman's Imperial list? Sounds a great list to fly, so I'd love to understand it a bit better.
This was come from the regionals, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the winner of the regionals. Did he make a serious bid attempt or nearer to 400? It was exactly 400, wasn't it? He didn't bid at all.
No, I went with a
What were his
399.
points?
Yeah, he maximised. Assuming the VSD1 had flight controllers ministered to it and ECM, that's correct. Gladiator had APTs and the slave turrets and Architens. Yeah, I think that's right from my memory. How many defenders? 2 or 3?
I don't think we remembered, did we? I think there was only 2, and maybe he had the named one.
I'm pretty sure he had Jendon.
He definitely had
and
Jendon.
Did he have the named one still?
I'm pretty sure if you got
I think he
Jendon-
just had 2 normal defenders, I think it was.
I thought with
Because he had
Jendon.
Jendon, Mauler, Dengar,
Maybe.
Jonas for Demolish
Very nice.
for Gladiator. So
But I went through, I think we discussed roughly what he had, what we remembered, because it was like, mine was the last game of the day. It was a long day.
yeah. So Adam then goes on to ask if we prefer APTs, expanded launchers, or sort concussion missiles. I
went
think
through
we
that.
covered
Oh.
through that in our episode.
Suggest
Listen to
watching,
episode
yeah.
6. Yeah. So if you want the lowdown on the upgrades and why we think they're the best ones, why we like
it was
them.
APT, right?
It was APT.
It
It
would
must
be
have been APT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you guys obviously haven't listened to.
No.
You did, yeah.
I've got better things to do. Listen to
We are.
this chat.
Listen to yourself talk.
You
Essentially-
only listen to it when you're on it, man. Right?
If you can spam them across the board, wasn't it that ACMs might be better, but for the points,
I've had success with
We
that,
basically worked out
multiples.
APTs was the best on damage because you get the crit through the shields and you
Yeah.
get one damage that you can't brace.
Yeah.
And we said if out of black, if there was upgrades and one was 13 points and one was 5, we would expect expanded launchers to be 5, NPTs to be 13, but it's the other way around.
But just think with ACMs with boarding, we won't go into that yet.
Yeah, we'll cover that later.
That's nasty.
Ooh.
Constant filth.
Thinking ahead.
Okay.
And then it looks like you gave him a lot of feedback.
Yeah, then we went
here,
over
Ricky.
lists and we discussed different strategies to what he suggested. It's quite a long...
We won't go into the
long
thread,
thread,
but the bottom line is you gave him a filthy Rican.
I'm pretty sure it was him.
So just to clarify, he started off wanting to run an Imperial mix.
No.
And it ended up being Rican
Ricky
Yavaris.
just went, I think you've got there's one thing I changed, the faction you're running.
Yeah.
Great list, but I would just change all these things. Change your objectives. I'd change your commander, change your faction.
Well, he had Gallant Haven in there, and it just sort of like...
Yeah, Haven's good.
I don't think he took Yavaris in the end, actually, but he went Gallant Haven.
Big love for Camp Haven. There we
Yeah,
go. I did have some interest chatting with some of the guys in Dubai during the past couple of weeks. So Armada's starting to take off there. So shout out to the Dubai guys, Lincoln, Shane and co, if you're listening. But they've got a very interesting meta sort of starting off at the moment, and there doesn't seem to be much love for flotillas. So it's going to be very I know. It's going to be very interesting seeing how their list develop as they slowly realise the power that is the flotilla.
Yeah, it's just that activation.
It may not matter.
We'll cover it when we come to our sort of guide to what ships we like. But yeah, it's clearly
I don't like
something you have to learn by playing with them, I think. Anyway, thanks for that, Adam. Hopefully Ricky answered your questions with his expertise. Yavaris is his specialist subject.
Shunned your
Actually,
original
topic.
list.
Bombers. I haven't used Yavaris in a while.
You say specialist subject, I say crutch.
Coming from the TRC spam.
Yeah,
true.
thanks for listening, and do let us know if you have any more questions, non-Yavaris related. And we've got one here from Joseph Hedgerman, who says, I need some advice, help with a Carillion conflict fleet. We're doing 5v5.
Ooh.
Interesting.
That's
a lot of
big.
uniques already taken. I have Medine as Admiral.
Good man.
Was thinking MC80 and 1 or 2 MC30s. Do you have any ideas for a fleet with Medine? Appreciate the podcast from the US.
He did come back with a lot more detail later on because he didn't provide much, but they did provide his list that he currently has.
So we've got MC80, Battle Cruiser. That's the Liberty, right?
It is a Liberty.
Yeah. Liberty,
With Medine and Turbo and XI7s, which we covered in the previous episode. MC30 Torpedo Frigate with Ordnance Experts. Another one with Ordnance Experts. A medium transport with Torin Farr. 2 E-Wings. 1 Hera Syndulla. 2 X-Wings and Nora Wexley. Worth remembering here because this is the first game of the Carillion campaign. You can only have...
Second game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
He's only got 1 upgrade per ship.
This is after. This is what...
Okay.
So
couldn't
then he
afford
had some
admonition
points.
then.
Well, a lot of things were taken already, so it was quite...
Yeah.
A difficult
5v5s are tough.
And it's like, where do you aim for? Do you aim for what you do then, or you aim for 500 points? Because you can get 500 points as we know him.
Yeah.
CC.
Yeah,
Well, not we
it's
haven't
not
finished our
totally wrong.
last game, but
Yeah.
whether we will ever play it is another question.
Finding the time.
I would say
together.
if you've got Medine and you're running a Liberty battle cruiser, I would say you really want that. Was it nav teams? Is it engine techs?
Engine techs, yeah.
Engine techs get an extra move because it makes you speed 4. Gives you so much more maneuverability.
Seriously good. Yeah.
I was running that for a fair bit with leading shots and spine alarmments. So you got a lot of dice. You get the re-rolls and gunnery teams. So you've got that much dice out the front. And that kind of positioning, you should really be going for it.
Well, the Liberty arc. The Liberty is, let's face it, it's shit if you don't get its front arc in the right place.
Oh, yeah.
So Engine Text helps you get its front arc in the right place.
With Engine Techs and Medine, the amount of times I was able to get behind an ISD turn 3.
It's amazing.
I am sorry again for what I suggested for this one.
This is what Ricky's suggested. We have
Yavaris might be in there again.
we have a battle. We have a Liberty with Medine, gunnery team, engine tech, XI7 leading shots.
Nice.
We have
you put your virus in a Medine.
We have the Yavaris in a Medine list with flight commander, fighter coordination team. We'll come to some of those later. I won't read them out now.
I thought it was a good mix.
We
What was
have
left?
Quantum Storm with Bomber Command Center, we have Bright Hope with Turin Far and Bomber Command
He
Centre.
had Torrent Far already. He had a Bomber Command.
And Admonition with Ordnance Experts, Assault Proton Torpedoes, H9 Turbo Lasers,
He's taken a beautiful maneuver.
4 B-Wings, 2 Hawks, 2 X-Wings and Nora Wexley.
So we're taking this beautiful high damage maneuver list.
Yeah, and just put a
we scraped
crowbar-
out everything that made it great and brilliant, and we just smashed it.
Crowbar Javaris.
Click, rinse, and repeat.
Oh, like the ideal is like you cannot deal with all of that. You've still got
no,
an
you're
Liberty.
right. But
You've still got an MC30.
If he's in a 5v5, he's done well to get Admonition,
He's got all the
Torrent Far,
Yeah.
Bright Hope,
Well, I know.
Javaris, and Quantum Storm.
He had a lot of these cards already that I just like.
What are the other guys running?
Well, it sounds to me like they were trying to have a fun, interesting narrative campaign.
And then
to me,
Ricky
Bruce.
heard
And then Ricky found out this was going on. got in and said, look, lads, look.
But
One
he's
of you's got
he's
to...
got both flotilla titles.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, out of 5.
You don't need
people.
those. I don't know if he had those. I think he had
Yeah.
something, but
But this is his
that's not
500
the
points
big
that
deal.
you should... Right, okay.
That was to aim for. That wasn't, and he
Aim to be
had
as
some other
filthy
ones.
as possible.
I mean, I
That would really do well. It may not be a fun one to play.
it might
against.
do well. But I think you're not getting much value out of Medine in that. That's the only thing. I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't think so.
Sure, you know,
Just
B's
the
getting a bit
MCA. He's
extra.
just there for the MC80s.
Yeah,
isn't he?
I haven't tried running an MC80 without Medine yet. No.
It's not as good.
What'd you do?
I played
Spoiler.
against a couple, and you just go vaguely to the side
Yeah.
and get away with
If you're
it.
normal, if you've got a manoeuvrable list, you can just get away from it so easily.
But how'd you deal with that? Because
Yeah.
you've got Liberty, you've got an MC30 coming round.
It's
your side.
500 points.
You got bombers coming at your front. What'd you do?
It's the games before you spec up to that. Might
Well, he was almost there. He wasn't
right.
far off.
Right.
So,
Anyway, that's interesting. What do you guys think of 5v5, just very briefly?
I think if you scale it properly, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can work really well.
Would it work?
You might have to look at
Yeah,
the,
lens
the
quick.
limits you've got on bases. You might have to scale them up
because
slightly.
everything
Right.
scales up, so the number of points it needs to scale up and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
oh, they want to win. Yeah, and to get to that last
But
game.
that
plan.
final battle would be
There's a-
insane.
well,
right?
2 days for that.
You don't have to play the final battle. You
Right.
can just win it out. Like for example, in our game, like we could have just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, we're winning by so many points. We'll just win a couple more. We're gonna...
Yeah.
No, but no, it's no fun, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe if you went 5v5, you could just do 300 points or something, and then the last game would be viable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
2,500
3 to 400 points is
Feels-
the limit, or something.
feels
You start with
like-
3,
Yeah.
you get 400. I think that would work pretty well.
Or just take the hit, carve out a weekend, do it.
A whole weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole day for that
It's
5v5.
basically like Twilight Imperium all over again, right?
but probably twice.
Just the same game.
Although stuff's going to die quick. When you think about
True.
that many ships on the
True.
board,
Yeah, very true.
Ammunition would be fun.
Very true.
not
Anyway.
against that many still.
Thanks for your mail, Joseph. Let us know how it goes. And if you do play that last game, write in and tell us how it went, because I'd be interested to see how long it time it as well.
Some pictures.
Time it from arrival
Also-
to commencing, like to finish packing up. I want to know how long it took.
Also, if anybody can kill Yavaris, like dead, scarred, then finish it off. Please write in and let us know. We'd love to hear about that.
Yeah,
Put a
yeah.
bounty on your virus.
So
Yeah.
much hate. Honestly, I've not flown a Yavaris list in ages.
I'm not
So
saying
I fly Yavaris last tournament.
You're living vicariously through other people by suggesting that they should play you.
Everyone else.
I'm still waiting on the Rogue One upgrade that means your Star Destroyer can just one shot and then be as it flies in by shooting in the weak spot. I think it's very thematic and fluff
Yeah.
wise it would work.
Let's not have that.
Nebbies are terrible apart from Yavaris. They don't need to be weakened anymore.
Salvation's great. I just think.
Satovation.
Sate.
Yeah, Salvation with Sato. Sato.
I'm still not sure on Sato.
Sato.
But Sato. But it is a
All
good
right.
ship.
Yeah, no, it's serviceable.
So that's it for this month for mail. Do write us in if you've got any questions or you want lists shared. We'll read out as much as we can each month. What's the address again, Ricky?
comsnoiseuk@gmail.com.
Awesome.
It's also listed on our details for the
For the podcast.
podcast. It's on the webpage.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Facebook.
PO box in case anyone wants
We
to
don't
send
have a
postcard?
postcard. No one.
No snail mail, please. No thanks. All right. Next up is the Q1 kit from a couple of weeks ago. So I'll go first because it'll be really quick. So I took 3 ISDs,
Hero.
2 1s and 1 2. I had your Gerard, which actually makes them insanely manoeuvrable and scary. But because I couldn't really afford any meaningful upgrades, I had gunnery teams on the ISD2. And I had I had 3 tractor beams actually to slow stuff down, based on I won't reiterate my comments from the last episode where I sort of put forward the theory of the Phylon Q7 tractor beam in our review of the offensive retrofit upgrades in episode 6. And yeah, I ended up with a bye in the first game with a bizarre circumstance where my opponent was read out. He was in the toilet, so Jim assumed he'd gone or wasn't there because it was his first tournament. He then paired me up against Ben Edgar, who's not here, who's normally of this podcast.
Constant villain.
Who we literally played our practice match against with exactly the same lists, and I didn't fancy it. And then Mark, who was supposed to be my opponent, because Ben had the bye, came out, and I just said, I'll take the bye because Mark didn't want to come to his first Armada tournament and play 2 games out of 3, and I didn't really want to play Ben.
It's, getting a bye in Armada's the worst.
Yeah, and I didn't really want to play Ben, and I just went and played Destiny with Jim, so it was fine. And I got the extra TLC for it as well, for the bye, so I got 2. Yeah. Not that I need it because I've already got 3, so I'm never going to run 5.
Sweet talking the TO.
Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah,
it was your suggestion, wasn't it? It was a good suggestion of if you have a bye, you get...
Yeah, that was before I realised I was going to get the bye. Ben should have had
Well, yeah, you didn't know you were going to get a bye, but it was a good
yeah.
suggestion for anyone that would have missed a game. They would have got an extra card.
Yeah, because there were 15 of us at this tournament, 16, so you get 17 in a pack because you get 1 for the TO. But Jim doesn't play Armada, so he just puts it into the prize pool. So yeah, I just said whoever gets the 2 buys. And there were 2 buys because Matt had to leave to go to work for the 3rd game. Complicated.
It sounds villainous, but they just work in a board game cafe, so we can let him off.
Yeah. It's not too bad. So very briefly. So that had first game. I had a buy. Second game, the 2 weaknesses I thought my list would have was Rhymer Ball, and anybody who can. Navigate quickly back up from the Phylon Q7s, like Ozzel, and I played a Ozzel list with a Rhymer Ball.
Great match.
But I got incredibly lucky to win. I think I won 6-5.
Sam Perkins was that?
Yeah, it was against Sam Perkins. And
he's definitely improving as a player.
Yeah, he definitely is. It was a good list, actually. I might rip it off at some point.
Yeah.
He played it well, and he killed one of my ISDs pretty quick, chasing down the Rhymer Ball, and then it boiled down to, in the last turn of the game, he managed to get his Architens round, his last Architens round behind my ISD. I was first player. I shot him with a blue and 2 red. Is it 2 blues and a red, or basically the back arc of the ISD?
Yeah.
And I needed 2 damage or 3 damage. I needed 3 damage.
3 damage off of
and
3
I got
dice.
3 damage off the 3 dice, which is pretty spawny. Killed him. Then he had a shot at killing me back with Gladiator.
Yeah.
And he needed a 2 damage.
Yeah.
And he rolled a lock and an accuracy and a crit. And then I had to flip, and if it was structural damage, he won, and it wasn't. So It was a comms noise, actually, which was fitting. Normally they screw me over big time, but this time it was my saviour. So that ISD would have made it like a 7-4 or an 8-3 to him. I got 6-5 on that. And then in the last game, I played...
So it was interesting watching that one with Sam Perkins because you said like he should have won that game.
He should definitely have won.
I was watching. He should have. But it was one of these because I know there's a couple of people that say because I've made the same similar mistakes in my first game.
Yeah,
switching off at the end of the game when you're going to win it, or there's almost nobody can lose it. I think there's about 5 things I saw him do. I can't say what they were specifically, but 5 things he did that didn't lose him the game, but they gave you the opportunity for luck to carry you. Like, he should have been able to lock you out.
It's very advanced stuff. Like he moved Rhymer out of range of his squadron commands, so he wouldn't have been able to. He couldn't command Rhymer to get in position because he would have annihilated me if he could have got his.
Is he not running a lambda or anything? Not running a lambda.
No shuttle.
Tight on the points.
Yeah, no shuttle. So he moved stuff out of range, and like at the time it didn't seem that bad because it looked like he was going to get me.
Right.
And then dice rolls went against him, and if he had just left him within that range, he could have moved Rhymer within range of the fireballs, and the fireballs would have had long range to finish me off in the back. Yeah. So that was that one. And then I played Matt Cook in the last game with his dirty try hard. Yeah, absolutely try hard.
We did say we were all going to have a mess around list.
We did, yeah.
No one told me this.
Admonition, and loads of TRC Corvettes.
3.
And Bright Hope. And
fighters.
Who was Medine, wasn't it?
It was Kraken.
Of course, Kraken.
My constant quest to find my perfect Kraken list.
Yeah, Kraken.
I think I found it now.
theoretically a good matchup because ISDs don't really care about Kraken. But going second against ammunition,
especially tractor beams.
Yeah. Well, I managed to slow a lot of your Corvettes down to below 3, and I slowed Bright Hope right down, and I just blew it away.
Oh yeah,
it's quite fun.
Yeah.
Bright Hope died horribly, and I think I killed another one of your Corvettes, but that was it.
Bright,
just died.
No, you was just Bright Hope.
Oh, because you
Yeah, because otherwise it would have been a 9-2, not a 10-1.
Because I got you down to
another 1.
We have a couple of hull on some of them.
Yeah, because you had first. Oh no, that was it. I was set up to kill you, and then you got a crit with ammunition, which was you can't fire at long range.
Yeah.
Oh, at least you didn't get that crit that you can't fire anything obstructive.
No, he did, but he'd already slowed me down by that point, so I was no longer obstructed.
Yeah, he did get that crit.
Well, he got that crit, but it was on an ISD that was going to about to die anyway. So
right.
Yeah, so I managed to turn my guys around like 90 degrees because of Gerald, so we were like flying down the board at each other, which was quite funny.
Long ways.
And because we had Solar Corona, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you losing accuracies on that, but it doesn't. Who cares?
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Just two turns of ammunition, just couldn't.
2 turns of double arcing ammunition
So
at
good.
close range.
It's just
Kind of
bit good.
Accept the bumping damage just to maintain the arcs and just
yeah. I just couldn't.
Damage.
There was nothing I could have done. I don't think.
I'll talk more about that ammunition and its kill tally for the day in my chat.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit because you had blast doors on it as well, didn't you? So I got it down to one hull point left, and then you just blast doors.
You say you got under one hull point, like it's true, but it had shields around it. It had loads of shields around it still.
It had tokens and shields. So
three damage purely from bumping.
So I lost that one 10-1. Ended up 8th, I think.
Giving it away.
15. It was an experimental list, and I probably won't use it casually again. But I liked Gerard with the ISDs.
Okay.
These are really dangerous.
You still think you might take it to Euros?
I might take two ISDs with Gerard and then bump up the activations and bid as well. Because if you bid, when I had against Sam, I had my 2 weaknesses, Ozil and Rhymeable. The fact I went first cost him big because I was able to just. Every turn, I could just set something up in the front of my ISD and kill it first and move away. Going first with an ISD is worse than Gladiator, really.
Completely.
Because your Gerald can put crazy double arcs on people and stuff. True. So I think I still think it's a good concept, but it just needs more activations and it needs bid to go first.
And you just won't be able to do that with 3.
You can't do it. Well, three. Even if I drop them to ones, 3 plus your Gerald is 3-5-3. I think.
Bids in Bristol have gone ridiculous. Like we had guys come from West from Cardiff, and the highest bid out of all of them was 7. I think for those who bothered bidding, I think the average bid was like 13.
Yeah, mine is 12.
Ben bid 16. I bid 15. Other Ben bid 15.
Oh dear.
So that was my event.
Should I go?
Because
mine's a pretty short and sweet recap. So I took a list that was, I guess it was semi-triad because I'd taken it to the
What's with that?
London regional. hey man,
you got smashed.
Your list knocked people out of the games. Locked people out of the games even.
It wasn't a try-hard list. It's experimental at least.
But I'd taken mine to London regionals, the Dark Sphere one, and I'd really enjoyed flying it there, so I thought I'd give it another go. But it's a Glad 2, so you get the red die with Ordnance, Engine Techs, APTs, and Demolisher title, obviously. 2 Architects with Slaved, 2 Gazantes, 1 with Comsnet, the other just Vader. And then the squadron setup is real small, but it's Jendon, 2 Defenders, Jonas, Zertic, and Saber. So it's just meant to use Saber and Jendon to pinpoint and hopefully annihilate their key squadrons and defenders and everything to just tie people up. Architects roll a lot of dice out the side with Slaved, Concentrate Fire, and Darth Vader. They can put a lot of hurt through. You have Jonas floating around, so you get the accuracies that you need. It's just a fun list. It makes some difficult decisions for some people sometimes. Round 1, I was against Robin with a Recon Yavaris list, which had AF2 and a bunch of flotillas and squadron setup.
No Yavaris.
Yeah, had Yavaris.
Constant omnipresent.
It was a really fun game because it was a really. I'd selected Hyperspace Assault. I think tried to
for him to drop Yavaris on you.
For him to drop something on me.
Okay.
and he had the AF2 with rapid launch bays, which he put stuff in, and he set aside some other squadrons. And like, we're still not really sure until the FAQ comes out how to play that card, but we agreed on this is what you do with it. But yeah, I spread out the tokens, and then he dropped his AF2 in out of arc of the Architens, but very close to them. Then could spit out the squadrons, including the ones with what's it, recon? I forget what's the relay. Relay is the keyword.
Yeah, VCXs.
The VCXs, and also have the B wings, and then have Uvaris somewhere that just lets them do their bombing runs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. There's a lot of damage potential from that sort of list. Essentially, the Architens were nailing flotillas, and then took a lot of damage off of his squadrons, but luckily stayed ever so slightly alive. The Demolisher was set up.
That's all you need.
A little bit alive is still alive. Yeah.
because of my number of because I could stall out his deployment. I basically set up Demolisher opposite where his Uvaris was at speed 3, and then just ran down Uvaris. Blew it up.
Yes!
But of course he's got recon, so he can still use it.
Of course.
But it features some of the luckiest rolling of all time in this game, which was I activated next to his AF2. I put some damage cards through, but it still had full shields on the front, and my Gladiator had its side arc. The side arc of the Gladiator was on the front arc of the AF2, and I knew I couldn't get my front arc or the other side arc in after moving with the Demolisher, and I was only single arcing him, so I was like, I've got to put through a lot of pain to kill this thing right now. But with Vader and Ordnance Experts, I managed to re-roll my dice until I got 3 blacks showing hit crit and the red showing the accuracy to stop his brace. Done a lot of damage to him, then swung round and used my rear arc with the red and black or whatever it is out the rear of a Gladiator, and put the exact amount of damage I needed to clear him off the board. And then luckily his squadrons weren't in range to ambush my to jump in and take the Gladiator out.
You wiped him.
So no, I did.
You say it was luckiest dice ever, but with the reroll for
that's what consistency
double
gives you.
reroll, yeah. And the fact that it sounds to me like you worked it out before you did it, what you needed to get.
Yeah.
So you identify the opportunity and you play to that.
Yeah.
No, fair play.
I do really like Vader. I really like Vader on a Glad 2, or Vader's ability on the Glad 2,
well.
so that you can get the red die.
I like that a lot.
Or like normally, my Jonas had died by that point, but if you can get Jonas in there.
What defense tokens do you spend on Gladiator? Because I was thinking you need them all.
If I'm up close, I'll spend the invade.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll spend the redirect if I've gotten to that point where I've got no useful surfaces to redirect it.
Yeah.
I normally hold on to the brace, but
if you're going first, you're going to get away, hopefully.
Yeah, by this point, I'd definitely taken some hull damage of some random shots here and there, and possibly some squadron work. But yeah, I was lucky to kill that, take his recon off the board that turn, and then it's just chasing down flotillas or something. And I think for like an 8-2 win, it was a really fun game. And then second game, I ran into Ricky, who who had a horrible list. It's basically 2 MC-80s fully loaded with all the gizmos, Home 1 and Defiance, 3 flotillas with lots of repair crews, and
I can go through it in a bit.
A couple of VCXs.
Yeah.
But essentially, he built a wall, and we had to play an objective.
I was Trump.
We had to play an objective that he was going to win.
Difficult choice that one.
So I needed to, I think if I look at it now, I should have done what Ben done and made you go first, maybe, and you had to choose from my objectives.
Played very different. Like, he just played very
cagey.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah,
he didn't come in at all.
I basically knew that this was my last game of the day because I had to go to work after.
So you went all in.
I went all in. I had to be all or nothing.
Yeah.
I got my Gladiator in, and I was really happy. I was behind one of the MC-80s. I was really happy. It's double arcing right behind one of the MC-80s. Didn't roll a single black crit.
Ooh.
And then it comes Ricky's turn to activate. We check the firing arcs, and I was in the side arc by like a millimetre and got Akbar'd and killed off the board.
No, you didn't?
I didn't get Akbar'd.
Double shot
I just got
you,
double
yeah.
darts. Yeah.
By Defiance.
Yeah.
Grim.
Oh, yeah,
Grim.
It was like an all or nothing.
It's not just Defiance,
and I
it's Defiance that has home 1 bonus next
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
And quad,
So bad.
the quad turbo laser cannon adds another one.
It's just
The
crazy.
funniest thing is the way his ships work. One of them
Yeah,
has
it's nice,
engine
it's
techs.
nice.
One of them has engine techs. Defiance has engine techs, and home 1 like just sits
Oh, I
there
misplaced
behind.
them as well, didn't I?
And you placed them the other way around.
I completely fucked
You
my placement.
forgot that you'd done that, and I'd forgotten you.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you'd done that. I thought you'd had home 1 behind.
I meant to.
So I tried to assassinate home 1, and then it got close. I was like, "Oh, I'm just in arc. Oh, that's Defiance."
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was as shocked as he was. I was like, oh.
The thing that was sad for me was this list was amazing and it basically beat everybody else on the day. But it was the one list out of the whole field that I reckon I had the best chance against with my list.
I agree.
Because I just put 3 ISDs on Defiance and go, well,
Yeah.
you're not going to survive that or regen that.
I was really worried about going
Yeah.
against yours.
After losing Gladiator, I basically knew it was over. The only thing I did was kill the VCXs, so you couldn't mop up more points for the squadrons.
Yeah.
So my Arca-10s were like, just an Arca-10.
And what was it we were playing? Centernet?
Versus Akbar.
And
I don't have a big enough gun line to take Akbar.
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing Gunline again. The list now inspired me. But
I think
Yeah, Akbar could.
from playing the regionals, the game I lost that I think was a 6-5 to my opponent, I can't remember exactly, was an Akbar gun line.
Now you can
And this
get
is an Akbar gun
now
line.
that you can get accuracy. Now that sort of the accuracy stuff's come back in, people have worked on accuracy tech. I think Akbar's really good because he suffered when Fertilis came out because you can't do that long range swirly thing. But now people have worked out.
he was suffering a bit beforehand from his inability to deal with bad dice. Reds are fickle. Which is why I'm a huge fan of TRC because it means if I get it, you only got 6 rounds, right? If you're playing X-wing, I can mess up. I'm playing maneuver this, mess up, swing back round.
But
if
you miss that big
shots have to count the model. They have to.
Or the ship's gone.
Yeah, which is why you need the modification.
So that was your event, Matt.
Yarp.
Yeah. Who's next, Ricky?
Right.
You might as well carry on. Talk about your list anyway.
Matt pretty much went over the list, but in detail, it is 3 transports. 2 of them have repair crews. 1 of them has CommsNet.
And they just sit. They're activation stalls, right? And they strip damage off the 2 big ships.
You put.
They give tokens, strip damage, and stall out.
I did get
activations.
1 face-up damage card through.
I know, I
on
took
your
it straight off.
MC80.
No, I took 2 of them off, didn't I? 'Cause you had 2 really bad.
I put 1 through, which was like you lose a dice on attacking.
Which is
I know.
bad.
Yeah.
No, you did it twice.
I did it twice somehow in your deck. But then I was like, yes, I've neutralised Akbar's bonus. And then you're like, repair crews, take that one off. Repair crews, take that one off.
Oh!
The crit's gone. The Defiant ship, which is really tooled up. So Defiance, I chucked in Ashoka Tan, is that?
Tano.
Yeah.
Tano, yeah, sorry. Engine techs, reinforced blast doors, quad turbo laser cannons, which are amazing with home 1.
Yeah.
Leading
It's
shots.
2 guaranteed accuracies, right?
It is 2 guaranteed, and you could
But
re-roll them.
it's an ad one, isn't it?
It's an ad one,
It's not even like
So you can use it as a free dice
Yeah. And if they're stupid enough to get in blue range of Defiance, you get leading shots.
with a black. Well, with Defiance at long range, you chuck a blue in anyway, and then you can re-roll all your reds.
Yeah.
So, the other one was Akbar was on there. Home 1, fire coordination team.
So you can double move the
the
freighters.
VCXs because I literally only have 2 VCXs. The leading shots wasn't there on the other. This is the improved list.
So I just want to know.
So this is the one I was trying to kill.
Yeah.
And
I want to know.
this is the one I ran into.
Nobody can just. I know they're 8 health, and if you go near the 2 big guys, then there's all the anti-air and all that. But how do people not just kill the VCXs first up?
Well, if you get in,
You're getting so close to that firing line. Surely it's going to just.
I was tend to hide the VCXs behind the 2 MC80s and inside of the transports.
Because you've got no intel, all you got to do is pin them. Just dump
It's a
someone in.
lot of dice.
Just dump someone in.
2 blues, a blue and a black, then 3 blacks into each squadron.
But it just put Mauler in with uses of aid token, scatter token.
No one did.
No
one did.
I killed the V6.
You did kill them, but I'd already made like hundreds. Like my first game, I went up against.
Because your objectives is worth mentioning. Your objectives.
Oh yeah, that's what makes it.
So you've got advanced gunnery, which you're never going to pick. Because if you give Defiance with Akbar leading
I
shot,
really wanted that.
and home 1 and double turbo lasers, 2 shots on the same ship. And then you've got fire lanes, and SensorNet, which
Which you-
use the VCXs.
And
So
then-
this is
and
like
then-
what I tried to do at the
It was, I
regionals,
came-
but you made it better. You
I
did
did,
it
yeah.
much better than I did.
Well,
These are the
improving
same
upon
3 objectives I was trying to make. I was saying you can either let me go first, which is a problem for you, or you can pick one of these. Pick one of these 3, all of which are
Well, I had a
massive
counter for
problems
yours,
for
didn't
you.
I? Ooh.
So yeah.
Stop that for a second. So I had a counter for that time at that point. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I really hoped for an advanced gunnery. No one
see,
picked it.
when-
Fire lanes and such name was picked.
Yeah, well, I'd played against you before with the Fire Lanes objective. And I was like, I just wanted to try something different and play the SensorNet objective. And the SensorNet objective is so much worse with your list. Like, I know they're very similar, but I feel like...
SensorNet can get crazy.
So the first game, I played a guy called Matt Bartlett, and he played with a Sato list.
of Western fame.
Is it?
Yeah.
First time I met him, nice guy. He went up against his Sato, which was the first time I've really played against it.
Ooh.
And he had a Corvette, 2 transporters, an MC-80 as well, the standard one.
Yep.
And he also had an MC-30.
Mm-hmm.
And his plan was obviously to use the MC-30 to start throwing out the blacks.
Yeah.
A couple of 3 X-Wings, just
Why not?
to
Yeah.
get in there in the way. He was unfortunate. He got another few misplacements, and I think I one-shot his MC-30. And his MC-30 got a couple of shots on me and never even got a crit from long range. Which again, he had re-rolls and it just unfortunate rolls. But that
You'd have repaired it off anyway.
I board wiped him on this with this list, and I also made
Taylor.
like so many points from the.
So you maxed out 400 MOV.
So I did 600.
600.
600.
Yeah, it does cap out.
Crazy. Good job, it caps.
As we've said repeatedly, Ricky, it caps out. You don't need to keep going.
Well, I like to say it was 600 points MOV on that one if it was allowed.
Right.
But yeah, so that
Or
was
just in case you fly Defiance off the board and lose 200, you still win by 400 then.
did a fair.
That is true. Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta have your safety net, right?
Yeah. 200 point buffer in case he kills something.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing when I was playing versus.
That was the point. Just get enough points to cover a loss of an MC-8.
Yeah,
if you can do that,
that is it.
you can't kill an MC-8 without
See,
losing
I
something.
just try and cover a CR90, that's it.
CR90?
MC80's pushing it, I like it. And that Kabara as well.
It was a lot of points I made with
So
that.
you won that game, and then we've already talked about
We talked
the
about
second
Max,
game.
which he got smashed with pigeons.
Oh!
Big call. Big
Yeah,
call.
Matt,
It was.
In a big spot.
Yeah.
Calling him out in a big spot.
Should have pre-measured more.
Pre-measured.
You should have set up the way round that we both
Yeah.
thought you'd set up.
Oh yeah.
And I should have pre-measured.
Although you'd still be in an hour.
Was that deliberate, Ricky? Was it like, yeah, I'm just going to
Not
make him
shots,
think
okay,
that I've got Defiance?
It was a
in
sheer
front?
mistake. I couldn't believe I did it.
Because he
I thought that was it.
you couldn't
That
engine tech
messed me
into
up.
yourself.
No, I couldn't move out.
so that you'd completely neutralise some of your upgrades.
Would be pretty terrible. That was not good.
It was a plus in the end.
I think if I got behind on that double up,
Yeah,
and it was the other ship.
I still would have put a lot of hurt in it from behind.
But not dead, it's not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your third game, Ricky, was...
Against Ben.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
Echo.
Bennett.
Ben was running Medine with
Liberty.
type
MC30,
affair, like, similar to what
yeah.
we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played like we knew that we were both vying for first place. If you had not lost 10
Yeah.
0, we were like it was first place, second place.
You two were top of the tables at that point.
We'd like max points each. I think.
Yeah.
I think we were both 20 points down.
Yeah. No, that's correct.
So-
You were with 20 points. 10 0, 10
Yeah.
1s, both of you, both games.
The ideas were that one of us needed 6 or 7. Well, in fact, anyone with a 6 would have been first. The other one would have been second.
Yeah, would have been.
He played it very, very cagey. Very cagey. He tried to just come in, get what he could done. He took out all of my transports, which is what his
Fair.
plan was. Get the transports. He knew he couldn't do anything about the MC-80s.
Yeah.
Do as much. We played the Station Assault. Is it in the Station
Wasn't
Assault?
there 2 stations?
Okay.
No, the first one. Just the one station. It's
Oh.
the old.
Yeah.
So I rushed in and got that on the
Is that
second
the
turn.
armed station?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, not the armed
shoot.
station. Just the old
Contested
contested outpost.
Contested
Right,
outpost.
okay.
So he wasn't expecting
It's a
me-
fast way to seed 80 points your opponent. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
So I got 100 points from that one.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
But still, him killing all my transports and my VCXs was quite a lot. But I won by like a really minor
Was it
amount.
6-5? Was it?
It was a 6-5.
Ruining your MOV.
Ruined my MOV massively, and then I obviously lost. I come second
So,
to Matt Cook.
P-
By
Try
MOV,
hard match.
should we say by MOV? It
by
was
MOV, yeah.
by about 100 points, was it MOV? I can't
About
remember.
100 points, yeah.
If I took a serious list.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I'd have won. But so be it. Second place.
It's the nature of the 3-hour Swiss format, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get some weird results.
So I had taken the list that I took to my last. I took to regionals because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it greatly. It plays exactly the way I like to play it. The way I like to play the game. And but I did tweak it after learning what the holes were. So it is 3 CR90 Corvettes with TRCs. I gave one of Janus Light, which I wish I hadn't done in hindsight. I'll come back to that in a sec. So 3 CR90s with TRCs.
Is that because it compromised your bid?
It compromised the bid, yeah. The bid. So I'll say the bid was 15, which seems ridiculous. But the first game had a roll off because the opponent also bid 15, and there was a 16-point bid on the day. So again, Janus Light really great for 2 points. Doesn't come up in my games that often. Yeah, it turns out. But it's prime bid material. So 3 TRC Corvettes. What was it? Ammunition with everything. Reinforced blast doors, title, APTs.
It's the standard ammunition that we've talked about
Lando
on
as well.
Previous episodes. Yeah. Plus Lando. Plus
and the reinforced blast doors. It's interesting.
It's basically unkillable.
I hadn't run it with reinforced blast doors before, and it's taking a lot of hurt. So I tried it with reinforced blast doors, and people just stopped shooting it. No one would shoot it. And yeah, so it's an untouchable ship.
It's so frustrating.
You have to bump it, I think. I might start bump tactics when the new wave comes out.
But that makes reinforced blast doors. That's why reinforced blast doors better because
but
you have to kill it in one turn. You have to like mega bump it with like 3 different things.
I had admonition the other like the Cardiff regional when I was running my interdict list. I had admonition on 1 health with 1 token.
Yeah, always the way.
And then it reinforced blast doors.
Yeah, no,
it always gets away on 1.
It was
gets away.
It was an MC30 a reinforced blast doors that stopped me getting top 4 at regionals. I just kept myself alive just in Corin competition. So, but my final compliment, it was at the regionals. Corin because he's rogue, a Lancer because it's rogue, a YT2400 because it's rogue, Shara, and Tycho. However, I changed it up to this now. It's Shara, Tycho for the 2 A-wings who are run by Bright Hope. It's just Bright Hope with slicer tools because no one sees slicer tools at the moment, and it's great. It just stops them regenning if they try that plan, stops them manoeuvring if they're trying to do sneaky things. Locks on a lot of people and draws fire, which it almost always dies, but it draws a lot of fire as it does so. So 3 YT2400s, the 2 A-wings to lock it down. So first game was against Ben Riley, excellent player, local player at Bristol. He also bid 15, so it was a roll off, and I won the roll off.
You spawny.
Yeah, I won
15.
Well, I won the coin toss, so I elected to go first because he had Demolisher. Now my Corvettes can take a Demolisher, but what they can't do is take a Demolisher who gets to shoot them twice.
First, yeah.
So it was actually a really close game. Basically, he had 2 arcs, an ISD. And Demolisher. So, usually I've got to deal with Demolisher first and try and kill everything else in the list to get the points back. The key points of the game were he killed Kraken quite early on. So I lost my defense, which is huge for that list because it really relies on Kraken a lot to let them get away with things they shouldn't get away with. I did have the choice of having my MC30 just kill his flagship Kazanti, or stay relevant to the fight and kill everything else in his list. And happy with the choice. Let his flagship go because it was an Xanthi and got it into kill the other stuff. But ended up being I did a couple of misplays at the end. I accidentally ran myself. Just activation order. He'd already done with everything. Nothing gained. Right. Just tired and not thinking straight.
So what was the end result?
I won it 6. I thought it was 7-4. It looked like it might have been 6-5. I'm not sure which scoring system we were using.
Right.
But just because I ran myself, I was just within killable range of a bomber that finished me off. So. Really close game against Ben there.
Second game?
Second game was against... Who's that against? Oh, it's Ben Moore. Another local player. Very good. This one went exactly right. So I had the initiative. So he had Demolisher, Arcs, and various bits and pieces of the back support.
Playing like VSDs and squadrons? Or
he had like a techie squadron build, Dengar, IG-88, Sabre Squadron, Jendon, that kind of stuff. So he played very cagey with the squadrons on one side as he went hard down the flank with Demo and an Arc 10. And basically what I did was I went forwards with all my Corvettes to try and draw like at speed 3 and 4.
Yeah.
To draw Demo out to get the first round attacking. But also shot forwards ammunition at the same time. And so Ben kind of went for the bait. I got a bit lucky with this as well because it probably shouldn't have worked, but it did. So he came in, chewed out half a CR90, which means nothing because the CR90s they'll get away and that'll fight long range the rest of the game. But it pulled him in so that at the start of next turn, I just had double arc close range with ammunition. So ammunition killed Demolisher first shot of round 2. So I got killed then with a free.
And that was that.
And then the CR90s just ran around the outside and killed absolutely everything. It was literally like every time he called it midway through round 3. Called the game midway through round 3 just because I was literally the second I got into range I was killing whatever it was that was in range.
Yeah. It's grim. It's grim CR90s.
It was,
especially
that was the he had the gun. He had the gun line. I really worry when I face the Arc 10s because if they roll just a little bit above the average, they just burn through in a CR90.
Was he running Vader? Sorry.
Yeah, it's Vader as well.
So they're gonna roll hot most of the time.
I've played Ben before with CR90s against his Arc 10s, and it was because they got that 2 maneuver. I know it's straight line and move, but it lets them swing the arc so much as CR90s aren't safe because they're spamming concentrate firepower and they've got the slave turrets. It's very tricky. In fact, the amount of time I was taking a lot of close range out the front, so I was taking blacks onto my CR90s because I was getting closer with those side arcs. So as we all know from playing X-Men and Armada, it's easier to dodge the closer in you are. It's a lot riskier. That's the way I like to play.
Yeah, they've got blacks at short range architects.
Yeah, I was feeling that.
So you got a 10-1 in that?
Yeah, got a 10-1 on that. Which is like 473 MOV or something. But again, maxing out, just like Ricky did. Not quite as impressively as Ricky did, but and then final game, I was kind of quite interested to see if I could play against the double MC80 list. Because there's no way I can't go for it. Because my list can't win at long range.
No.
It usually can if it wants to play very skirmishy, but against the regen, and there's no way it can. So it would have to have been dive everything
onto one.
Try and stay within his arc. Like let him get the shot onto.
And I reckon you could have shut his VCXs down pretty well with Shara.
Oh yeah,
Shara don't worry about their short range shots, and you're loving that because if he chooses to shoot your fighters up, he's not shooting. There's more corvettes. He's not shooting.
Well, I've got 3 YT-2400s just pumping that rogue shot each turn. I reckon I definitely have killed one. I probably would have lost a fair bit in reply, but once one of them's gone, I mean, ammunition would have had to take the bulk of the damage. I mean, I've played my stuff against Ricky before.
If you manage to stuff everything in the same arc, I guess you only kill one thing.
I guess with Lando, it gives your ammunition a bit of safety.
It's the Lando and the blast doors, and in fact, its ammunition is quite key. And it's Kraken as well, so you're already taking one off, you evade one, burn it, you take 3 dice off the at long range.
I think against that list, you have to go all in and kill one.
Well, I play against Ricky before,
and it just neutralises. The two work so well together. But if you get one off the board, then the next one is gonna.
Well, the thing is, all you need to kill a CR90 is 1 accuracy and 6 damage. Assuming it's full health, 1 accuracy and 6 damage is all you need. Which is quite achievable, but at least even at long range.
There'll be 2 because of the redirect. 2 accuracies. You need 8 damage.
Oh, it was knowing of age. I was thinking of closer ranges, but
close range.
But he'll get that. He'll get through that list.
He'll get the 2 accuracies off the phone one.
With Kraken and with played a Raging Pop, I could possibly survive 1 shot. But I mean, I've played Ricky's MT80s before with CR90s. I think I got one down to 2 whole by midway through round 3, and that was after I lost half my list in the second turn. So it would have been interesting. But alas, I got to play Chris, which was quite good fun. He was running a very interesting triple Star Destroyer. So I was aware that I needed to get a 10-0 to be in contention on MOV for the first place if the other 2 went 6-5, which they've got a habit of doing. So
play each other enough.
Fair play to Chris. Chris set up kind of as a block on one side. I obviously wanted to engage him on mass and try and flank him.
Just came in with the 3, didn't I?
Yeah, so he came in with the 3. I managed to get around. I think the key play there was because I had to deploy all my ships first because of Corona.
Yeah.
So I deployed in the middle in a line. Then rather than swing the line because it would have meant I started piecemeal. I actually had the guy on the right hand side who was kind of the middle of the wheel that had to happen on my fleet. He actually turned behind the others and then back across onto the outside. So it meant that he was going around the outside. I didn't give you a free early engage on one of the corvettes. Brighter Hope threw itself in there. No, just drawing a shot off. Which, it did, but he got murdered. 1 accuracy rolled and it was on a red die. I thought it was cool.
Got him at short range.
Yeah, the other one was got an IFD down to about 3 hull. Could have easily killed it with ammunition.
Yeah.
But I had one ship.
TLCs on ISDs.
Well, I think it was. There was a point, wasn't there, where I killed 2 ISDs in 1 activation of ammunition.
Yeah.
On exactly the right damage.
Ugh.
But I set up for it by
Just
noticing
going
it
first.
had been overkill on one of them. So the YT2400's moved across and got another one down to the killable range. But I think Ammunition's kill tally for the entire tournament was about 80% of my kills.
I think it's getting to the point where it's a little bit overpowered now. Like it's probably better than Gladiator. I think
Now I've got the hang of it.
Better than
Starts
Demolisher.
needing to tech against it.
It's practically unkillable, and it can just guarantee kills. Like flotillas guarantee them.
Yeah.
And if you go first with Admonition, you're guaranteed to kill stuff. It's literally there's no way you can not do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit too powerful now, I think.
It makes me. I remember back to when I first got into 3020 a couple of times and hated it. Couldn't work out how to make it work. And now it's like my key ship.
It's
Yeah,
just
they
like-
are
it's just
really
like
good.
that,
Yeah, since Blast Doors came out, they've got like it's a bit better. Like,
Yeah, because you can't even bump them out anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, you've got to get 4 bumps in one go. So you especially return a zombie
Yeah, you
weak
can't
ramming
just bump
comments.
them. Yeah.
But no, it was
That's good.
So yeah, I won the MOV by about 100 on Ricky.
And then
Had to fight
him out.
I had to fight a strong manoeuvre game against your ISD so to not get popped. Because the game was saying an accuracy +6. That's easily achievable with a front arc.
Yeah, I went for just like tilting the line around to kind of put stuff maximising in the front arc, but because you had that stupid Admonition double shot,
So
just
for
couldn't.
those of you who weren't there, like, Ammunition basically ran itself into the middle of the ISD line. So it sat. So you imagine 3 ISDs in a line. It kind of pushed the middle one back slightly, and then was double arcing the other 2. So hold them in place so the CR90s were able to maintain their range because Ammunition was in there taking the bumps. And obviously, getting double arc 2 turns in a row was huge.
It's just going first. Like if I'd gone first, I probably could have shot Admonition away.
That's why I bid 50.
Yeah.
And why that list, if I played the game, would drop down as light, bid 70.
Why I think I'm 17 points.
It's ridiculous.
It's getting stupid.
There needs to be
now,
a
isn't
cap on it where, like, after you bid 15, it's a dice roll no matter how many you bid.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. So you got 10-1.
That's not a balanced suggestion, FFG. I know we all know you listen to our words.
I think bids should be allowed free range.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there'll be a point where it shifts back again.
Do you reckon you could win just playing Admonition?
Probably.
Just go speed 4.
Yeah, 'cause
Just go speed 4, running, kill
You'd be
one
better-
thing,
You're
and
almost
run away.
better off playing Admonition because you're not having other stuff they can kill because they're not going to kill
Well,
Admonition.
Admonition with Kraken just starts.
And
the
a
game.
bid, yeah.
Just
And a 295 point bid.
Was it maneuver, engineering, done. Nip in,
Yeah.
kill, was it 60 points?
And 134 points of VCXs just to get some tokens.
No, they're killable though, I don't like
Oh,
it.
you can't do it 154 points because if you're doing
No, because it counts on the limit of the list, doesn't it? Or is it totally?
It's a limit, it's a limit.
Right,
so-
right.
Yeah.
fair.
So do 134 VCXs, Admonition, and 120 point bid.
Right.
And you probably wouldn't ever lose any games. You'd only win like 6-5 or 7-4, but you'd never lose any games.
More importantly, you've ruined the game for your opponent.
Yeah,
You'd be
it
like,
would be
what
a
is
negative
this?
player experience.
Slice of
for
tools
sure.
would come back in a big way.
That's why I do like when it's slice of tools. That's why I have it.
Yeah.
Because it's just
Maybe take a shuttle with flotillas with Leia as well.
Yeah.
Get the slice of tools off.
it's so much fun when someone's got you Varus and you just I'll slice that. Oh, it's Recon. And I'm still going to slice you then. It's beautiful.
All right, that was the Q1. So we got another one in a couple of weeks, being run by us. Yeah,
So fix.
are you gonna try hard again on that, Matt?
Well,
Or are you gonna prove you're a good player by playing lists you've not played
No,
before?
Play something different.
I'll-
Play something different. Be brave. Be bold.
I've taken that list to 2 kits
Every tournament ever.
to one kit where I first tried it out, then to a regional where I did surprisingly well with it, and then this one just to kind of finish it off.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it now. It's still by far my favourite list to play in Armada. I think it's a really fun manoeuvre player list with a lot of firepower as well. And it does, like, if you make a mistake, it will punish you. But
Not very hard though.
I don't know.
Well, you lose to 51 points or
See how
better.
some of those corvettes go. Yeah, but then you lose your 10 more.
Yeah, sounds like a really hard
Well,
list.
that's how else you going to compete with Ben and Ricky if you don't get your 10 ones in?
Well, if you get them against them.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Start with their standoff shenanigans.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Wave 6.
Woo!
More exciting.
Very
Get me
exciting
more excited.
with the
New stuff.
Right.
the ship that basically
What's the first one in the article?
on the article. It's the
Imperial Light
Quasar Fire class Imperial Light Cruiser.
Okay, so what can we see from the picture?
So-
Do we know? Let's do all the cards that we know fully, all of them so far.
So, just looking at the picture here. So, for those people who haven't come across this ship before, I believe it is in the Rebels as well. I haven't seen to that point.
Yeah,
but
so we think,
if
we were
the-
talking about this earlier in the week, and we think that it's the ship that in Series 2, we won't do too many spoilers, but it basically gets boarded in Series 2 and nicked. And there's a lot of there's a boarding action theme. With what race is Ahsoka Tano? Without Ben here, we don't know what race
She's not
she is.
Twilight, is she?
Like, I think her dad is in one of these sets.
Okay.
Her dad is the character in the Hammerhead set.
Yeah.
And he leads the boarding action, I think.
Very cool.
So I think this is all themed around that episode of Rebels.
I clearly need to rewatch some Rebels.
So,
but this ship did first appear
Ahsoka
in...
Tano is a Togretta female.
That's the
Right.
one. So yeah, no, this ship first appeared initially, as far as I'm aware, in like 90s PC game Star Wars Supremacy.
Right.
Internationally, it's called Star Wars Rebellion, which is now a board game. In the UK, it was called Star Wars Supremacy. There was a Rebel fighter carrier, pure fighter carrier. It would just get minced. You'd have even like a raider would just ruin this thing. But it's been more balanced now for the purposes of this game. So it's seen a lot in Rebel hands, but in Armada, it is currently an Imperial ship.
So it looks like it's got a massive front arc, a
Huge
ridiculously wide front
Not
arc.
unreasonable for the triangle shape it has.
No, absolutely. And it's got 6 hull.
Yeah.
It's got a brace and a redirect.
So it's got 6 hull, 2 shields front and side, 1 shield rear. It's got...
And it's medium base, which you can't tell from the picture, but it tells you it's medium.
Yeah,
it's
no.
the same size as a VSD.
Yeah, well, it's a big carrier. So the front arc is 2 reds, 1 blue.
Or 3 blue for the other variant.
Side arc,
See.
1 red, 1 blue.
Can't see what they are. for
Presumably
the variant.
double blue.
Yeah.
And the rear arc is 1 blue. So it's not going to be winning any firefights. We haven't got a points cost yet, which
And
is
it's got one red AA.
1 red. That's huge.
That's cool.
That's the best part.
What's the thing I'm excited about? Those the stat is 4 squadron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2
What's-
command, 4 squadron, 2 engineering.
So hopefully, if the points of this is somewhere between 50 to 60, or ish, then you can run it as a carrier. I'm really looking forward to running this as
Yes, it needs to be cheaper.
being
than
able
two,
to
it needs to be
run.
cheaper than 2 Gazantes.
um,
Or similar.
well, we can know because you get the 4 in the same action.
There's
You get the
power
same
now.
activation. There's power in getting the 4, and if it's got
But
flight
then
controllers,
you've lost your you haven't got scatter spread across 2 ships.
yeah, but who cares? It's got more damage.
And the activation power as well.
Shuttles, activation power. I'm just looking forward to doing something different, like because it's got guns as well. Unlike
Yeah.
the Gazanti, really, it can actually do something
Yeah.
when it gets close. And
As
it
a,
looks-
as a predominantly Kraken player, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with Gazantes being able to shoot.
and
Ever.
you might be able to get these boarding teams.
Speaking of boarding teams, that's the next.
what's this one? So this
boarding troopers. It is a gunner, an offensive retrofit, and
gunnery team, weapons team.
weapons team.
Yeah.
So it's a dual slot upgrade, which is a theme we're seeing in this wave of Armada and X-wing. Is upgrades to take 2 slots. So this
3
is
points.
3 points. So super cheap, 2 slots. When you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token and this card to choose 1 enemy ship at close range. Choose and spend a number of its defense tokens up to your squadron value. Now, my understanding is when it says spend, that can include the red ones. So you can spend their red ones.
Yeah.
So if they already used them,
Yep.
those tokens are gone now.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
good
crap.
and the key synergy here is the other card I'm going to roll into it.
Sloan.
Admiral Sloan, 24 points, so cheap. That's like Motti level cheap.
Yeah.
While a friendly squadron without rogue is attacking, it may spend 1 die with a accuracy icon to choose and spend 1 of the defender's defense tokens. While attacking a ship, it may also reroll 1 die with the crit icon.
So this is pointless with Imperial bombers, right? TIE bombers.
Yeah, because you want
Because you get no
crit
accuracies,
damage. Yeah,
and the crit's already a hit crit damage
So
anyway.
it's TIE Swarm.
straight away tie swarm. And you bear in mind that boarding troopers you just looked at there, we
Yeah,
spend any
yeah.
number. So your boarding troopers can spend them all to red, and then each tie that shoots it gets an accuracy. Yep, cool, that token's gone. That token's gone. That token's
Yeah,
gone.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm definitely going to start taking out some tie swarms again.
It's going to be cool.
But yeah, and cheap as well, which is always what I like to see with Devils.
And somebody mentioned as well in the week, TIE Phantoms, because they have 2 reds.
Ah.
Do they have 2 reds against ships? TIE
Yes,
Phantoms?
it does have 2 reds against ships.
Yeah,
Only
so
one-
your accuracies can burn stuff. There's only 1 accuracy.
Yeah.
But the crits, you can re-roll the crits if you wanted to.
And you might
Because they're not bombers.
and
They're
if
not bombers, so you can re-roll the
and if
crit.
you get double damage, and you laugh at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be really
Swarm.
cool. Yeah, I look forward to playing that.
Phantom Swarm would be so cool when it's like cloak.
Yeah,
Shit, where's the gun?
But I actually mean if you got blue anti-ship dice, then every side is usable, even if it's just a reroll.
Yes,
So that's the key as well. There's no blank bunny ears on the blank side.
Yes, I'm looking forward to this ship.
Yeah.
This ship because it means you don't have to run big things. You don't have to run ISDs or VSDs as carriers.
Yeah.
So it might make a multiple small unit thing with squadrons viable, like I was running in the campaign with Ozil. That kind of, but with squadrons as well.
My next thought would be, but once your TIE Swarms and possibly body parts, because the TIE Swarm itself could just be pinging off these defense tokens.
If you get enough accuracy,
even without boarding party.
Yeah.
But how are you going to finish that ship off? So you've got an ISD, you take his tokens out, okay. Now you've still just got TIEs attacking it, and presumably that's assuming they haven't got their fighters coming in to mess you up.
Oh yeah, you need other stuff but the list I had,
assuming this
you'd probably have demo or some raiders in there, or you might have some Architens in there as well.
Yeah.
So there'd be lots of activations.
A couple of Architens.
Yeah.
What was the range of boarding parties again? Just close
range, yeah. So black range.
Yeah.
So what? Right? Is there any other Imperial cards we can see?
We don't know how fast the ship is or what sort of manoeuvres.
I hope it's 3.
Right.
I think for a carrier, I think that's probably unlikely.
Do you reckon it might be 2?
I reckon it might be 2. So yeah, but I think the red anti-squadron is really interesting.
Yeah,
that's going to be a huge range.
But it does look.
So look at the side of the front arc though.
It's crazy.
Do you reckon you might be able to catch somebody out with an advanced gunnery team on this?
Gunnery teams.
Yeah, no, the objective just like anti-squadron 2 resident.
Oh right, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that would be quite cool. And it looks like they've released these photos before they wanted to, because Ben noted in the week that the card just below the where the command squadron and engineering stats are, the quad battery turrets, is the same picture as in the Rebel one, but it has a different name. It's called Quad. If you get it up, I think it's called Quad something.
The one that intrigues me is the one over here called. It starts with disposable, and there's pictures. It's small or medium ship only.
And no, what about this one that I was talking about in the week, but nobody seemed to care?
The Grand Inquisitor.
The Grand Inquisitor. Yeah, you can see his lightsaber. His like double lightsaber in the corner.
When blank distance blank
speed you may blank. This card decrease. So I reckon he might like decrease speed, but because he's discard.
Another close range. Yeah, like boarded Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But because he's at close, I reckon he might decrease the speed by 1.
Ooh.
But because he's discard, he might not have the restriction, which is not below 1. Because he's a once per game.
Very cool.
So they might balance it by saying he's that. So that would be awesome, because you could tractor beam Interdictor and then chuck the Grand Inquisitor on.
Looks like I better set my Corvettes to speed 4 at the start of the game anyway.
The Interdictor.
It was fun watching you using three tractor beams just to like take the token off, get to speed 3, get to speed 2. No!
Yeah, just stop the obstructive.
Kraken can't deal with that.
So what's the next card?
That's sort of the end of the
Imperial.
Should we talk a bit more about that Imperial before we move on to the Hammerheads?
Yeah, I mean, I've said what I want to say about it. I think it's going to be a good combo with instead of having to take VSDs, I want to take it in multiple small units with squadrons.
Yeah, no, I'd be quite keen to see that. I think hopefully we'll see a bit of a TIE Fighter come back,
because it looks like it can take flight controllers as well. So you can I think
it's going to be the key.
Yeah,
is it going to be what you take it? Can you take fighter coordination teams as well? Maybe,
possibly.
So we could be looking at.
Well, the Grand Inquisitor's got to be either an officer or a support team. Probably not a support team. Probably an officer.
The question is going to be like, is this better than your Fireball or your Rhymable?
No, but it's different. I don't care whether it's better.
But in terms of the impact it's going to have in the meta.
Oh right, yeah. No, it's not the level of Rhymer, I don't think.
But
because Rhymer with Sloan,
if you bear in mind,
Rhymer with Sloan and loads of ties becomes crazy because you just rip all the defense tokens off and then Rhymer everything.
So especially if you're just going to be a new Rhymable. Yeah,
because I reckon you could take a really good build, which will be this.
I hadn't thought of that.
It'll be this with flight controllers and TIE fighters, so you can alpha strike their TIE fighters.
Does Jonas work on fighters?
You don't need Jonas.
No, it's just ships.
You don't need Jonas, you're just ripping defense tokens off with Sloan. You need to accuracy.
Defense tokens?
Accuracy turns into a spend anyway. So,
exactly.
I reckon it just makes Rhymer Ball even better.
Are there any non-rogue Imperials with 2 blue dice anti-ship? Because Fire Spray's a rogue, aren't they?
Yeah, Devastator's a rogue. Let me open my folder.
The Decimators.
No, not on that page. Not on that page. Marek Steele has 2 blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's not a rogue,
Yeah,
but only him. But the normal defenders only have one.
Maybe
But the Phantoms do have two
maybe
reds,
the
which is
Phantoms
cool.
would be
Just
hilarious.
tie swarm it and just hope you don't see a mauler. It's so filthy.
Be for the mirror match. Okay. Anybody? What else do you want to say about
I was just going to say, is there anything else we can see in that? Because we can see two titles.
Grand Inquisitor? He'll be cool.
Strut and Skip. If you want to make a bold prediction as to what the titles
no
do.
idea. Let's not even go there.
Okay.
I think it might be a bit weaker because it's only got one redirect, one brace.
Oh, yeah,
you
it's
can
just
lock
gonna-
that brace pretty easy. And
It's gonna, yeah, you definitely got to protect it.
Yeah.
Say with maybe a fighter screen.
What was this whole value again? Sorry.
6.
Okay. Should we move on to the other part of the article?
Yeah. So the next one is the ships that I think a lot of people started looking at Armada after watching Rogue One just because of this ship.
That is a cool. We won't. I mean, if you haven't seen Rogue One by now, and you're listening to Star Wars, what are you doing? So we will spoil this.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, you will have seen it.
This
Right?
is your official spoiler alert. And
It's nearly out
if
DVD.
they have. I mean,
It's nearly out
if you're listening to episode 7 of a Star Wars niche game podcast and you haven't seen the main release,
But maybe there's someone's like, whoa,
Right.
there's movies about this game?
Well, we gave a spoiler warning 2 minutes ago. So if they're still reading it even now, then it's their fault.
Hammerhead Corvette expansion
Yes.
pack.
How cool is this?
it's excellent. So the Hammerhead Corvette, obviously the ship that's called up to ram that ISD into the other ISD, taking down the gate, allowing all the evacuation shuttles to get down to get the team out of the... Oh no, wait a minute, that's not how it went, was it? That's right, they didn't bother evacuating, they just hugged each other and got murdered. Yeah. Well, anyway, excellent play by the Hammerhead commander there, smashing those ISDs apart.
That's Death Starred.
But don't start thinking that these are going to start one-shotting multiple ISDs.
No, I mean, they couldn't bring that in because that would completely destroy the balance. Right?
I think you'll bear in mind these ISDs were taking a lot of flack already. They had a bombing one by unopposed bombing one by Nora Wexley come in and hit them with special.
And they got iron cannon as well, so they couldn't move, didn't they?
Yeah, it was the iron bombs not the Y-wings.
Yeah, that's right.
Which means the shields must have been down. So there's already
Yeah.
Do you reckon we'll get
hashtag kill steal.
Anyway,
do you reckon we'll get an ion cannon effect?
We'll put our
that reduce speed.
put our fluff boner away and talk about the stats.
So this ship, interesting. Before we get into the itself, comes as a 2-pack.
Yes, that is, and the small based.
So the cynic in me is saying I'm going to want 3 of these.
Yeah. So they're making me buy.
No.
Or there's an upgrade.
The reasonable man.
There's an upgrade in there, like TRCs or something, that you definitely want on all of them. Like it's a standard build on all of them,
Let's
and
be
you get
honest.
1 per pack.
Yeah.
And you want 4 of them, so you have to buy 4 packs and just chuck 8 ships away.
We're all already buying 2 of everything that comes out.
Exactly,
So maybe they
yeah.
bought this expansion and being like, we'll just the 1 pack, it'll cover all your needs for this Corvette thing.
I saw somewhere online that there's potential, given like it's a ramming ship, that they have a way that they work in pairs.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a special ability.
So this behind,
Because it
if you
says
look,
task.
there's 2 task force cards. So we think it might be a task force being more than 1 ship.
Well,
Okay.
it's like while another something, copy another something,
Yeah.
distance to something.
Yeah.
Maybe get
So I think if
maybe
they
get
were-
their dial as well.
So perhaps it's like you get to activate them both at the same time or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to like ram them in.
That'd be cool, yeah. Or they can share command tokens.
Maybe
or
the
something.
ram only works. Maybe you can move them with the ram if there's 2 ram at it. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait for that.
I think what would be fair for them is if when they ram, they don't take damage. I think that would be fair.
That'd be
and
nice.
balanced. But if they get rammed, they still take damage.
Yeah, I thought their ramming was that they take face down and the opponent takes face
Yeah,
up.
that's a title,
The title
for a
for that.
specific ship.
But they are still taking damage. You're right. So
Right.
But they're still taking damage.
Yeah.
But I think a fair static thing for them would be when they ram, and as long as you can't give them engine text.
Yeah,
that would be a bit mad.
Because
I think it might just get too abusable if it was like ram and not take damage. And
So-
just,
but they're flimsy, aren't they? They're just Corvette. It looks like they're speed 3.
Onto the ship
maybe
itself,
4.
it's got firing arcs that look similar to that of a CR90. However, it's got shields 3 at the front, 1 at the side, 1
Is
at
it
the back.
3 or is it
I
2
think
on
it's
the
2.
dial? They've set the
sorry,
dial
yeah.
to 3, but 2 is on the card.
FFG sneaky
I
salesman.
honestly think these are pictures
Weaker.
because I don't. There was an event in Vegas, wasn't there?
Yeah,
and a
there was
load of
that
stuff got
conference.
leaked, or
Yeah.
they released it voluntarily to people, or it got
Images
leaked.
get out and then they rush out an article.
Yeah.
Because they prepare these articles, but they don't fully proofread them
Exactly.
for months in advance.
Exactly.
They prepare them, and then something leaks, and then they like rush it out. Because this is what happened with the last wave as well.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then classic
So
FFG.
because if you look, like I said, is it called? Yeah, it's quad battery turrets, and
Yeah.
it's called like turret battery or something in the previous thing. So it's the same picture. So
the ship itself's got 2 shields on the front, 1 shield on each side, 1 shield on the back. It's got a hull of 5, I think.
Yeah.
So it's clearly more hull than it probably should for round purposes. But its shields are weaker than the CR90.
It's got no rear battery as well.
So, but battery dice. So the guns out the front are double red, blue. Sides are 1 blue. No shots out the back. On the other variant, it's red, blue, black out the front, 1 black out the sides, and nothing out the back. Anti-squadron is there's a blue and a black anti-squadron variant. You were saying about the tokens?
Yeah, because I thought initially that they had different defense tokens for different things, but you can see that there's 2 evades, 2 redirects, and 2 contains, so they have 1 each, obviously.
Yeah. So we're saying that's a redirect, an evade, and a contain.
I mean, it's strictly weaker. It's better at close range, but weaker long range than a normal Corvette because you're swapping an evade.
But the thing about mine, the Corvettes just die at close range. They just die.
Yeah. So it's strictly weaker. It's basically weaker than a normal Corvette,
unless, of course, you can give them Kraken. But no, I digress. And there's Leia as a general, right? Yeah, Leia as a general. There isn't a pic of her, and it's quite hard to make out what she does. I think, Matt, you had a good crack at this one, didn't you?
No, Ben sharpened the image.
You can read it from there.
I think Ben sharpened the image, and we've got the translation.
That's some next level spy shit. I like it.
Can you read it from here? So it says, when a friendly ship...
I'm going to go
off... That's far like yeah.
I'm going to go off what Ben said.
So that's official right there from Commodore exclusive. Leia will affect friendly ships.
Wait.
Is it something like...
I've got to read through all the chat. Maybe go on to the next card.
Declares a command by spending a command dial. If it has not resolved another command this round, it may resolve that command as if it had a matching command token. If it does, that ship cannot resolve additional commands this round. So it's like a Ramus Antilles for everybody, but you can only do 1 command per turn. You can't spend a token. You can't do your command dial with a token and spend a different token at the same time. Is what it's saying.
For 38 points,
it's expensive.
Yeah, that's Akbar level.
But Ramus Antilles, you think how powerful Ramus Antilles is?
Yeah, he's good.
Think how powerful he is.
Yeah, but.
Although part of Ramus being good is that you can save the tokens for later turns, and you can't save the tokens.
I want to say she might be great in a generalist list. I mean,
yeah.
But you've got Sato, but you've got You've got Ahsoka playing with tokens now. You've got Comsnet. You push tokens.
Yeah.
So maybe if you token game, sure. I know a lot of. I know Ben and Ricky quite keen on their token pushing game.
It's a strong tactic.
That'll really get it
flexible. It's flexible. What other cards have they shown? Because they've shown there's a couple of cards they've actually shown.
We've got boarding something.
They've shown that.
No, we've got these in the next images.
But, yeah, if you want to go back to that before we go on to the next images, they do have. It begins Cham, and you can see he's Ahsoka's
dad.
That's
Cham Syndulla, yeah.
He's Ahsoka's dad.
And you've got Hondo Anaka as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they're from Rebels, both from Rebels, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
So Cham seems to take up the same slot as Boarding Party does.
What does he do?
He's a double-slotted guy. And you were saying from that episode?
I think he leads the boarding party, or he leads the attack on the Imperial freighter, I think.
I wonder if Task Force is about using these boarding parties in cooperation.
Well, there are 2 task forces, aren't there?
Yeah,
so one of
task force. I wonder if you round them with a hammerhead as you give them a boarding party. I like that.
Grim.
I like that a lot.
But,
they can try an ammunition, but guess what's happening then?
But
so yeah, go on to the stuff we can see.
So actual things, we've got external racks, which is a missile slot or torpedo slot.
Yeah.
While attacking at close range, you may discard this card to add 2 black dice to your attack pool for 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's expanded. It's a one-shot expanded launchers, but most games you only do expanded launchers once anyway.
It's 2 points less than APT.
Yeah.
Unless
are you ever going to take?
Unless they bring out, unless this hammerhead has double torpedo slots.
Yeah.
If it might have that. At which point you could take your APT and this,
that'd be. Yeah.
Or you could take your external, or you could take your expanded launchers in this.
That's expensive.
Really expensive, but
yeah, I'm not sure it's going to get used much, is it?
No, I'm not sure it's going to get used unless they have a double slot like the Liberty has.
I would say for that point you could afford to kind of I've got a slot spare, I'll put it on. But with bid being so key, 3 points is huge.
What colour would the AA dice? Because I'd be tempted to put on that card that came out last round if they've got black AA at all.
Blue.
No.
Oh, no, one's got black.
One's got black,
That one's got black.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I'd be tempted to put the...
Because you could use it on a one shot to kill a squadron. You get 3 black dice on one squadron for one shot.
No, I'd be tempted to put on that other upgrade that you can spend the crit to toggle a squadron activation.
Oh yeah.
Because if someone's gonna
Flechette.
yeah, Flechette, that's the one. If
Yeah.
squadron's strong, then if I've got a ship with black AA,
If squadrons are strong.
if I've got
There's no way.
Even
squadrons,
I've had to start spending at
while
least 60 points on
squadrons are
squadrons.
strong. Okay.
Right, what's next?
Okay.
So it's a title, Garrel's Honour. 4 points, Hammerhead title. It's an excellent artwork, which is absolute cream and Gazanti.
Yes.
I just
Smash it to pieces.
like you thought it was a pressure went into the ISC.
Split it in
Gazanti
half.
is not coming back.
Are you sure that was intended? Is it just not bad driving? Was it like the cockpit is in the wrong place?
Yeah,
and
it
just
is.
happens to have
It is the blind spot. You're right.
Just
Chopper's got hold of the controls.
So-
or
so-
something.
So, chaps, you do know you have guns, right?
just
So
bump
the,
parking.
so the text is: when you overlap an enemy ship, the enemy ship suffers a face-up damage card instead of a face-down damage card. So basically, you ram
4 points.
a crit into them. Oh, I really want to have engine text on this.
I really think it would be not good.
But looking at how strong it is in terms of defensive stuff, like if speed 3 with engine text allowable, I think would probably be about the right point because.
And everyone plays Recon for a few weeks.
Oh no! Okay, yeah. Ban it. Just take Recon out. If you take Recon out, you have so many more interesting things.
Errata him from the game.
Did we get anything else?
Boarding engineers.
Yeah.
When you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token, and discard or token and discard to choose one enemy ship at close range, look at its face down damage cards, and flip a number of them face up to your engineering value, one at a time.
That could be insane.
So
on
if you
a-
put
Well, it's a bit pricey.
if with normal hammerheads,
2 points.
2 points.
but
You're taking 2 slots.
and you have to discard the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fact. Okay, so say you've got an ISD and you've got like 6 damage on it.
Yeah, but it's like
instantly inflict 6 crits.
but if
I'd
you,
love to ram.
if you get
admonition
all
or
your
something.
hammerheads just ramming something because the untitled ones putting all the face down damage cards on an ISD. And then rock up with something that can flip them all up, and then you're like, and it says one at a time, so I guess
I think that's
flip
that-
up.
But I'd like to.
Well, I think the one at a time bit is so there's no. It ignores any rules clash you'd have about multiple damage cards at the same time. You as a player just resolve being able to do that first, fully resolve it. And I think that's what that's there for.
I think it'd be
They
quite
could be
cool
crazy.
if you can drop a couple like on admonition or something, or a virus or whatever, and then pile in with this and flip them face up.
So
before they can get their blast doors off.
So
Yeah.
I've immediately got a rules question on this one. I exactly stopped around fast blast was working. So my immediate rules question is: so I look at the face down damage cards, and then I flip, and then I like basically play in their crit effect one at a time.
Yeah.
Does my opponent get to know what's on them as I start resolving the crit effects?
What do you mean?
So
on the rest of them,
yeah.
No, only you look at them.
only you look at the
Because
face
it may
down
be there's an interplay there. There's one that drops some shields and one that stops shields regenerate. So if he doesn't know what's coming, he may make different choices.
Yeah.
in,
You,
which
only
uses.
you look at them. I think.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's assuming you've got a hand of like these 6 cards. I mean, you always play Destiny at that point. You've got a
Yeah,
hand
I
of
mean,
6 cards. But...
I'm ambivalent about this. I'm sure there is a great combo, and I want to make it work. But at the same time, if something's got loads of damage on it, it's probably in trouble anyway.
Yeah.
So, do you really need? I guess it could finish something that's about to get away. I guess.
I guess if you ram the ship, and
It's cool for putting rams on stuff, and then
you got two
flipping it
two
apart.
hammerheads, right? So you ram them with one. Hopefully they've shot maybe 1 damage through a shield
Yeah.
side as they go, or
'Cause
hit them with a TR2 corvette, take the shields down, put another couple on,
Yeah.
ram them for 2. So it's only 4 damage cards on ISD. ISD still got those other shields up. It's not worrying too much.
Yeah.
But then maybe we see X57s come back in as well. Poke damage cards in, and then sneak in
I
for the
think
crits.
this jumps out to me as more of an Imperial card than a Rebel card, if I'm honest, because of the slots. Because it takes up weapons, team,
Yeah.
and offensive. And how many Rebel ships have weapons,
Yeah,
team, and
but-
offensive? Just these new
I'm
ones. probably.
assuming these ones will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. I think.
Yeah.
Have we missed
So
one?
what's their engineering? Do we get an engineering value for them? I don't think we've got an engineering value yet.
No, all the stuff is covered on more stuff is covered on
I'd
the.
imagine it might be 3. That's my guess.
Yeah, makes sense because they're robustly built or whatever
Yeah.
for ramming.
I mean, look at the amount of
So
like,
what if
plate,
you,
plate metal on the front of that thing.
What if you load up VSDs with board and engineers?
That's what I mean. I think they're an Imperial
just
card.
pile,
not a Rebel
pile
card.
in. Yeah.
Just put bumps on stuff with
Is
like
squadron value of VSD 3?
yeah. But it's not your squadron; it's your engineering value, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's squadron in the.
That's the imperial.
It's the amount of cards you flip.
That's the boarding.
Boarding engineers.
Oh, is it squadron? Is it?
Oh no, sorry, engineering value.
Yeah, you have to spend the squadron token because
It's
otherwise, obviously, that's your shuttles that you're launching to get your guys, your boarding torpedoes.
It's almost like they assume that people are just spamming squadrons commands anyway. But no, I do like the fluff side that launching the actual shuttles carrying the boarding teams.
This can't fit on an interdictor, can it? No,
Why-
it hasn't got the right
It
slot.
doesn't have a weapons.
It's got crazy engineering value.
Yeah,
Yeah, but why would you
Run into it.
This card
Can't be strong.
This card will not fix.
yeah. So whilst I like the Hammerhead Corvettes, and everybody wanted them after Rogue One, and they are awesome,
You're worried.
I'm worried for the game because Rebels already just do multiple small unit Corvette spam.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more of that. I don't need any more of that. No one needs any more of that.
I need more of it. I want to vary my
do
list.
something different. But I am excited about the double upgrade slots because I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It means you can make cards cheap.
It's a very
you can make
specialist
good
ship as
cards
well.
cheap. So that good cards like that don't get used very much because they're too expensive could now be used a bit. Or these cards, could be fall into that category because you're paying the cost by having the upgrade slots rather than the cost of the points.
If they've got a squadron light list, I can't. I need to just slice them into squadrons now because they might pop a nose on me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Hammerhead Corvettes could help deal with the flotilla meta a bit. Because they'll just, they'll do what that Gavel's Hana is. They just fly straight through the middle and just annihilate them.
Yeah. But then five hull with one shield on the side, one redirect. So that's only, again, it's six in an accuracy.
Yeah.
To the side.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm more excited about the Imperial one, if I'm honest. But I think they've got some cool... I'm hoping that Leia mixes things up a bit. She's a bit too expensive. I
can't see myself running over.
I hope she's cheaper than that in the final cut. I hope this is like a pre-version.
Yeah.
And then the Rebel characters as well. Hoping they're cool. And the Task Force bringing new mechanic in, which should be cool.
And this was said Q2 2017. So
June.
What do you guys think the chance of them releasing other ships into this wave as has been done previously? Like a wave 8.
They'd make it... it would be called a different wave. They might release them simultaneously, but they'd call it a different wave, I think. But I don't think it needs anymore because there's so many upgrades with it. There's so many upgrades with it. You don't need... And it'll shape the meta up for sure. You don't need to worry about it.
But does this mean Admiral Radish? Admiral will be that ship.
That's got to come out
in the future as a large.
Apparently, it's a Moncal. I thought it looked like a Dauntless cruiser to me, but what do I know? I just played the games.
Yeah, don't ask me. I've got no clue.
Well, either way, it went toe to toe with 2 ISDs. So that was quite cool. I mean, it had a lot of other fleet to it as well. But
yeah.
Take that, ISDs.
Yeah. So overall verdict on Wave 6.
It looks cool.
Thumbs up. I think it looks cool.
A bit, until they spoil more of what the maneuver chart and that looks like, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Phoenix Home, it was something that looked cool, added a new mechanic, cool new mechanic, but I feel like it gets screwed out of the game because of it's so slow. And at the moment, it's favoured to be more maneuverable.
Hoping that because
he doesn't. Because I'm looking at those new mechanics the same way I looked at the new mechanics that Phoenix Home bought, and thinking, this will cool. This combos with this, and
it just doesn't in the face.
Just doesn't feel like it adds consistency.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really do anything about squadrons, but hopefully it might be a few different ways to play. It won't just be a rhymeable with rhyme. It'll be rhymeable with more ties and tie swarms and Phantom Swarm, and Sloane will be cool because she might be a cool new viable admiral, so it won't just be Motty every time.
I'm quite keen to try the tie swarm. I think it's quite versatile.
Yeah, it is massively.
And if you want to win a tournament,
if you put flight control, honestly, I know they want you to put the boarding pins on, but if you put flight control on that, and you have 2 of them, you've got 9, potentially 10 fight and squadrons if you've got tokens. 10 TIE fighters with 4 dice each.
Don't
put Howl Runner in as well for 5, and with rerolls for swarm.
Don't forget to bring your flotillas.
Amazing.
I like the idea of Phantom Spam since you mentioned
that would be cool. I'd like to try that. Yeah, the Phantoms they're cool on paper, aren't they? But they just don't quite do what you want them to do in practice. But with Sloane, they might well be strong. Any final thoughts on that?
No, that's hopefully we'll see some more spoils over coming time. I'm not sure we will, but hopefully we'll get a bit more.
Yeah.
They'll definitely spoil more before it gets released, but
I always
They'll
find
do,
interesting.
they'll do a preview article on task forces, probably, won't they?
Oh yeah, and you get told all these interesting combinations that will turn out to be not game legal when it actually releases. So that's how it 50 does, isn't it?
Like the XX9s.
Yeah, the best one ever was the bombing with the K-wing in an X-wing, where like half the article just turned out to be not applicable to the game.
Was that in X-Wing?
It was,
Oh,
yeah.
Really? That's Muppets. All right. Great. Okay, we'll move on to the final part of the episode now. So we're going to do the categories of upgrades that we did not review last time. So just a reminder of the format. We're not going through every individual one here. We're just picking each category, and we're picking around about 3 or less if it's a smaller category, maybe a few more if it's a bigger category, of our favourite, not just our favourites, but stuff we think is best, to help you, 1, understand why these things are good, and be prepared for the meta, 2, prepare for the meta as well. So you might not, again, you don't have to use these things to do a good list, and I'm sure there is undiscovered things out there, but these are ones that are generically good for their points value, and therefore you will see a lot of them on the table. You'll have to prepare for them, and you'll have to understand how they work, why they're good. So last time we covered off all the 3 types of weapons, the offensive retrofit, and the weapons teams, all the offensive type stuff.
Nice.
Now we've got the remaining categories. So a reminder again, we're not doing anything faction specific. This is all neutral. We'll start on the factions next episode. So as a result, some of the teams are a little bit meh because most of the good officers are in the factions.
Yeah.
So we'll do our best. I mean, there are tons of officers. But it is quite hard to pick out 3 good ones that are quite meta-defining. I think I've got a little brief list here. So Ricky's had to go. You might realise you've not heard him for a while.
Yeah,
he had childcare issues.
Yeah.
So he's gone. But before he
awkward.
left, he picked out his top 3,
Ooh.
which was Flight Commander,
Oh, it's a given.
Intel Officer, and Skilled First Officer. So we'll look at Flight Commander first. Now, I would argue it's not one of the best ones because it's so specific, but it is amazing at what it does.
Yeah.
So it's 3 points. During your activation, you can resolve your squadron command after you execute a maneuver. So what this lets you do is get your range back up after you've moved. So you can move, get stuff back in range, and then do your squadron. It also combos with fighter coordination team, which
that's
will come.
the key
That's the key combination because it lets you move them 1.
Yeah.
And then if you're your virus, you can double tap with them with your squadron after you've done your move. Because the fighter coordination team triggers after your ship moves, not at the start of the squadron thing. So, I mean, we need to talk about fighter coordination team, which is the next category. So we'll come on to that when we come on to that. But I think it's amazing because of the combo, but I don't think it's a standalone upgrade.
Only 3 points.
It's not. And it is only 3 points.
I mean,
And mainly you see this on your virus, right?
You can see some. I mean, that's obviously the key build is compare with fighter coordination team with anything, or particularly with your virus. But there's also a little bit of money in the fact that usually you'd have to shoot your ship. Usually you'd have to shoot your fighters, then shoot your ship.
Yeah.
This would let you shoot your ship, move your ship, then do your fighters.
Yeah.
So if you've got something
You finish
that's
them
close to death,
Yeah.
you can mete out your damage more easily. So maybe get a few more points of damage out your fighters through this.
But it doesn't go on many things because there aren't a huge amount of ships that have officer and support team slots. Especially not in Imperials.
Good.
In Rebels there are.
Yeah, you don't get that particular combo much.
Yeah.
Outside of your virus.
Yeah.
But
So that's Flight Commander.
man loves what he loves.
And you get that in I think it's just the interdictor, right?
The key selling point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason you buy multiple interdictors.
There's
Well, have they released it in? Yeah, it is.
And
an
they're coming
interdictor.
interdictor meta, obviously.
yeah.
well, there's
Get ready, folks.
Okay. The second one, unless you guys have got anything more to say about that.
It's
pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I've got an honourable mention for after these 3.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely do because there's plenty of these.
Oh yeah.
So we've got Intel Officer. While attacking, after you roll your attack pool, you may exhaust this card to choose 1 defense token. If that token is spent during this attack, discard that token. So one of the things with this is because it's after you roll your attack pool. This got pointed out to me by that German guy who came over as a ringer and just beat us all and won the tournament. Well, to be fair, he knows the rules and activations inside out. Because it's after you roll your attack pool, you have to do it before you spend all your dice and all your fancy bits and pieces.
Fair.
So technically, if you start modifying your dice and then you do this, you can't. You've missed your window.
Oh.
So you have to do that. You have to pick this before you can re-roll and seal your fancy bits and pieces.
It's still a fantastic card.
Yeah, 7 points. And what you used to see this on is when there was a big ship meta, just for taking braces out, making braces one use only.
Pull that brace out.
You don't see it much nowadays, I guess.
No, a lot of people like to put it on Gladiator, Demolisher.
Right.
And I think that is cool because it burns the ship's brace. Because Demolisher will do like 7, 8, 9 damage when it shoots, but it doesn't normally get accuracies, so you'll brace them.
Yeah.
So you're only taking 4 damage in the APT.
It's quite a nice pseudo accuracy.
It's just really expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, and with a lot of the good
And when I've had it used on me,
faction officers.
yeah, there's a lot of good faction officers, and when I've had it used on me, I've been like, okay, I won't spend that token now.
You have to get a good
Soak
dice
damage,
pool.
yeah,
You have to
yeah.
combo it with a good dice pool, which you can with Demolisher and Ordnance Experts because you're re-rolling all the blacks.
Yeah.
So I personally think Intel Officer's more of a ubiquitous, better card than Flight Commander, just because it goes on more stuff.
Yeah.
It used to be back in Wave 1, you could stick it on, was it Salvation Neb-B?
Yeah.
You could have a couple of Neb-Bs running together with Intel Officers, and they would just burn through the front of Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Lead the side shields attacks, you get an accuracy, you got your Intel, and just burn through.
I used to like it on ISDs with the ion cannon that we talked about, the wild card last episode, where the accuracies count as hits.
Right.
And you don't even need the one.
really good.
So you don't need the accuracies. You just put this on their brace and say, well, here's 10 damage from my front arc of my ISD.
Yeah.
Do you want to use your brace on it and lose it forever, or do you want to take 10 damage to your front arc?
Interesting to see how it plays into long range against flotillas.
Yeah, because you one shot on your scatter.
Yeah.
Because the thing with flotillas as well, if you don't scatter, you're dead,
But
basically.
they've got the evade, so you need other dice to play as well.
Yeah, you need an accuracy. Or you can let them evade
you
one.
need like 2 reds at least.
Yeah, you can't do it on one die. You need a big pool, but you're right. It would mitigate those flotillas. But then often the flotillas only have one. You only get one window before they fly away. So
Yeah, shame they can't outrun ammunition.
true. And then the third one we've got is Skilled First Officer.
Was that not?
No, Skilled First Officer.
Oh, right.
We'll go back to that one. But Skilled First Officer, before you reveal a command, you may discard this card to discard your top command dial.
AKA
1 point.
AKA, I wasn't good enough to...
No, it's not. It's against Slicer Tools.
Didn't
You just stack up Slicer Tools on Admonition or something. You've got Navigate, so whatever you remove is always a Navigate underneath. But yeah, you can. I guess you could use it as that.
No, very good card.
But, I mean,
1 point could include.
Yeah. Well, I don't. I don't buy into that. Like, I know there's a 3 does. You should have been better, but sometimes stuff just changes.
No.
Yeah.
You get God rolled or something.
The ability to react, or so maybe you had your engineering put in 4th round, which is quite a common one.
Yeah.
But you take 1 damage, you thought you were going to, so actually you need that engineering token in play 3rd round. While we're talking about dealing with slice tools, I was throwing my honourable mention, which is there's a category of cards which came out initially, which basically, like I'll use Navigation Officer as an example. Before you reveal a command, you may change that command.
Well, are we moving on here? Because I was just saying we should talk about.
It's still on Intel.
So Intel Officer comes in, just to finish off on that. It comes in Victory and the Neb-B.
Ooh.
So you should get one if you're Rebel or Imperial.
Yeah,
you should get one. Yeah, because we're just doing this to continue from when we were talking last episode. We were trying to steer this to if guys can't buy in and afford everything to buy in, and they want to just build up a reasonable pool of good upgrades.
Yeah.
What ships should you buy? So it's another reason to buy Victory, because we actually, although Victory is not a great ship especially for multiple,
no, it's not.
It comes with a lot of good upgrade cards, and you also get it in the Neb-B as well, which again you want for your Varus if you're a Rebel. And then the Skilled First Officer. Anyone remember off the top of their head what he comes in?
Oh, it feels like something.
It was wave
really recent.
Raiderish.
Was it wave 4 or wave 5?
I thought it was really recent.
I reckon it was like the Liberty.
Liberty. Okay, yeah.
So if you want that, you have to buy Rebels for Liberty. Not much other way for that.
So
All right, so those are the 3. Your wild card was
honourable mention. There's the class of cards.
these 2, right?
But
basically those.
Well,
two
there
are
is
key
this one as well. But yeah.
So that's Navigation Officer and Wing Commander.
Before you reveal your command, you may change that command to a. Well, in this case, navigation command. But there's 4 different cards. So one of these cards exists for each different command you can have, and there's 6 points. So there's 5 points more than Skilled First Officer, which you can discard one, so that gives you once against slice tools. This of course is brilliant because no matter if they slice you or not, you can always have that command as your dial. Now the old way these used to be used was, say for example, I want to Garrison. So the way I use it is on my Liberty with the engine text, running my D with all the stuff. So I definitely want navs. I do not want to get sliced. I do not want somebody to mess with that command dial. So I have Navigation Officer. So before I really dial, I can change to a nav dial. And what this also means, I use it the old way at the same time, where I set my entire command stack to engineering. So now, if all of a sudden I need engineering, I just don't change it.
Yeah.
If I want nav, I change it. So it's fantastic.
It's great for ships where you only want 2 orders, isn't it?
And again, if you're facing slicer tools, this could be worth its weight in gold. But don't disregard the old school effect, where you can just sort of set your stack to one thing and be able to change it on request, especially with Command 3.
So I think, I agree. I think I like the Wing Commander version, which is the Squadron version, same 6 points, and I like it for big ships like ISDs. So have used it before, where you just have a stack of engineering, and if you want the Squadron, you just change it back to a Squadron. Yeah. That's quite cool. There is the one for concentrated fire, which I've never seen anybody use. And why would you? Because it's like a weak dial.
Yeah.
Tactical expert.
No, it's a good dial. It's
but why would you spend? Why would you spend 6 points to change
dual
it?
turbo laser is 1 point cheaper, and
Exactly.
lets you roll it and see what you're playing with before you.
An engineering captain is the name of the engineering one. So I've got navigation officer, which is probably the most used one, is available in Home 1.
Oh, okay, fair.
Only. I think they're all.
If you play Red Wars, you've got to have Home 1.
Yeah, you definitely are. But you using it on like the Liberty, aren't you? Generally,
Yeah, because you've got Liberty. Like really, really tanky. Well, it was a really fun, super agile Liberty build I had, where pretty much every game it would do a lap and a half of the ball,
stops it getting sliced.
killing absolutely everything.
And then the Wing Commander comes in the ISD and Home 1, so you get that in both. But you really generally want that for the ISD, but that's fine. It comes with an ISD. I think the engineering captain comes with the MC-30 frigate, and maybe the ISD. And I'm not sure about Tactical Expert. I'll just look that one up. But basically, it's all Wave 2, and Wave 2 is good stuff like ISD and MC-30. You're gonna the
big stuff.
You're gonna have that, or you should have that in your force for whatever faction.
It's the coolest looking stuff.
Yeah.
Hammerhead looks alright, but
Tactical Expert is just the ISD by the looks of things. Yeah. So most of these come through the ISD, which to be fair is the ship that wants them the most.
Yeah.
So that was your wild card. I don't know if I've even really got.
I would say
damage control officer.
Something that might be more prevalent in the future. I think there's so many good faction specific ones at the moment that you don't see it. But if you can actually useful contain.
So damage control officer is 5 points. When you resolve the contain defense effect, you can prevent the attacker from resolving any critical effects. And especially on the hammerheads, they'll have that. 5 points is expensive.
Yes.
You can stop getting APT.
It's like an extra 10% of your cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you can stop getting APT'd, like if that's a huge thing, which it is at the moment with admonition.
Yeah.
I've never fought an admonition, but I guess
You've never fought.
Lucky you.
Played against it.
Lucky you.
You play against Yavaris over and over again. Ammunition loves Yavaris.
Yeah.
Because you can't kill ammunition faster than they can kill you.
So damage control comes in the light cruiser, which is the Architects pack.
That explains why I haven't seen it.
So in summary on the officer, they suffer a bit from faction specifics being better, which we'll start working on next episode. But there's a lot of versatility and stuff in there. Like the liaisons and the token ones used to be cool with Tarkin, because you give everybody a token and then swap them with that. So there's no reason to not to try them out if if you see one that you like, get it on the table. It's a hotly contested spot, is the problem.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to support teams, which is very different. So there's only 6, I think, in total. So
only 3 words.
So the list we've got is fighter coordination teams as 1, and this shows Ricky's mentality. Then engine techs is 2.
No. Flip it.
For sure.
Engine techs at the top.
Engine techs is much better, much more. But that's Ricky's Yavaris mentality creeping in there.
Constant Yavaris.
And then projection experts at 3. So do you want to read out fighter? Well, actually, we're going to go with engine techs as number 1, right?
Best card ever.
So somebody read out.
So engine techs. After you execute a maneuver, you may exhaust this card to execute a 1-speed maneuver. So good. so good.
So why is it so good?
So it's worth pointing out. You do have to.
You have to use a nav action.
Or token, isn't it?
Token or dial.
Yeah.
So it's so good on stuff like the Demolisher, which wants to get close range and can shoot after moving. It can do it can move, shoot, move again, or shoot, move, shoot. It gives it a lot of flexibility, and being able to get in close range, get those shots in, and then move out of someone's scariest arc with your maneuver. And it just gives like maneuverability is key at the moment. It seems.
In fact, it's a speed 1 maneuver, so it's not currently. It's not the number of clicks that are on your speed. It's the number of clicks you get if your ship was at speed 1.
Yeah, which for Gladiator is 2.
Yeah.
So you can swing the back end round out of people's arcs. It's amazing.
And get a really fleeky roll and kill an AF2 or something.
I think speaking of flexibility, also the fact is you don't have to use it.
Yeah.
So you've got a choice when you move of like which speed you're going at, or what effective speed you're going at.
And if you need 2 damage to kill a ship, you can bump it twice.
Yeah.
Just kill it. So that's the main reason, isn't it? You can do double bump. You get +1 speed, which is amazing, but at your best joint normally.
And early on it just gives you that extra boost to get in closer.
Yeah.
Like if you think, I can take that speed 1 maneuver and I'll still be out of range, but then next round when I do it my actual maneuver, I'll be. Yeah.
What I'm really keen to see, or something to try, I haven't tried it since years ago, is TRC Corvettes with engine techs.
Yeah.
Just because I think they can turn 180. They're at speed 4, you can speed 5 with a full 180.
It's just like
double bump to finish that up as well.
Ridiculous.
For an 8-point cost, putting it on for a Corvette.
And that's why it doesn't happen in serious tournaments. It's an extra. Yeah, it's too much.
But on like Demolisher, it's a no-brainer. Liberty as well, it's fantastic. And home
really,
type ships,
makes Liberty.
It's amazing.
Brilliant.
So you get this quite easily. You get it in Gladiator pack, which is what you want it for, the main ship you want it for. You get it in the Liberty, which is the second main ship you want it for. And you get it in the Neb B, which you don't want it for Neb B. You want the next one we're going to talk about, but it comes. You get another one if you needed another one. So and you're going to probably buy.
It's nice because when you inevitably end up you take the filth that is the old school Recon zombie Corvette swarm.
Oh god, yeah.
But you run in, you bump them. You edge tech, bump them a second time.
Yeah.
Oh, they killed you, but then they bump you. You're still alive. So that's 3 damage out straight away.
And because they don't die to the end of the turn with Recon.
Ridiculous.
All right. That's definitely number 1 in my view. And then number 2 is Fighter Coordination Team, which is 3 points. After you execute a maneuver, you may select a number of unengaged friendly squadrons up to your squadron value at close to medium range. Those squadrons may move up to distance 1. So this allows you, this combos with the flight commander because it allows you to pull squadrons with you after you move and then activate them. So you get extra range, or if you're a Varus and they double tap, as long as they stay still, you can move them within range to double tap.
And there's faction specifically, you get Adar Talon where they unactivate after activated and they double tap again. Yeah. Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
But still brilliant by itself, 3 points. Just an extra move.
Yeah, and like Ricky was in the list he just talked about earlier, is using it for the double claim for the
VCXs.
Yeah. I've always wanted to try and make it work with Mauler, but there's no good Imperial ships that run their support teams to make Mauler do the.
So what does have a support team with Imperial ships?
I think it's Gladiator.
The Gladiator?
And Interdictor maybe.
Okay,
Matt, does Interdictor have one of these slots?
Yeah, the Interdictor has one of those. So you put engine text on it.
Yeah, so neither of those.
Fighter team with it, I like that.
Yeah, and what does that come with? Fighter Coordination Team?
Interdictor, I believe.
Is it just Interdictor? I'll just look it up at the moment.
Or Liberty.
It's definitely one of those cards. It's definitely one of those cards that it became quite tricky to get multiples of. Quite, there's in high demand.
So, it's.
I feel like it's the Liberty. Oh,
we're gonna have a guess on it. It comes with the Interdictor and the Phoenix Home.
Oh,
that's right, it's the Phoenix Home. Yeah, cool.
So
we had to wait.
That one is a whole new wave. That's potentially a harder card to get. That one, if you're just buying the good ships, you're going to use a lot. Because Interdictor and Phoenix Home are not.
That's the price you've got to pay to run Recon Yavaris. You've got to buy a Phoenix Home. Very cool. I've seen some cool concepts of Phoenix Home.
Yeah, it just doesn't quite work.
It
will work.
I've seen people just use it to regen the entire list of shields. But it's not fast enough to stop the TRCs from killing everything you own.
Honourable mention to my friend Pete, who loves the Phoenix Home, and he plays the fluffy Rebels list.
Is that Pete of Yavin fame?
That is Peter Yavin.
I like Peter.
So
We'll talk about rebel ships in a future set, but Phoenix Zone. So the third one, is there a third one here? I mean, engineering teams is terrible.
Projection experts I've had some
Nav
good,
teams
some good
is
fun with.
meh. Medical teams is
didn't
meh.
Nav teams get FAQ'd, so you can't even stack it with Medina as well?
Damn.
I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
So
We won't even read that one out because we don't like that one.
1 point med team.
yeah,
That's the honourable mention, I think, is the 1 point med team. If you before you're dealt a face-up damage card with the crew trait, which is about a third of all crits, I think. A quarter to a third.
Yeah, fair.
so
You may discard this card to discard that damage card. So not only do you not take the face up, you don't even
see
take
the way
it face
it
down
is
as well.
at the moment with people running bids and everything. Like that 1 point
Could make a difference.
But you've got to list it isn't
if
bidding.
you didn't need a 15-point bid, you could get
Slots on those in.
your corvettes with all the medical teams just on the off chance.
And reinforced blast doors.
Just on the off chance.
Yeah.
But I do need that bit. That's the issue. There's also a projection expert. I see Ricky picked
I
up.
think that is probably the third.
So projection experts. So if you've done engineering token or dial, you may spend up to 2 engineering points to move that many shields from your ship to a friendly ship at distance 1 to 5, 6 points. Now I used to run this a lot in my Akbar gun line. So I'd have 2 AF2s and an MC80. And the MC80 would still take Rainbow Antilles. So it would take an engineering action, engineering dial, plus token for 6 engineering points, which would actually let me so I could spend 4 to get 2 shields, and then move those 2 shields to another ship. So if they shoot the AF2s, who had ECMs as well, of course,
Yeah.
then so it's basically, and then they could be regenning as well. The whole list was regenning. I think I had redundant shields at 1.2, so the whole list was regenning about like 10 shields a turn.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
You have to build your list around this, though. It's not really like a slap-on upgrade.
No. It can let you keep some of the weaker stuff in your list alive a lot longer than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
But it can't. It's not enough to deal with some of the huge spikes here at the moment with ammunition demo.
Yeah.
And
it's expensive for 6.
Yeah.
But you can move shields above the initial shield value, can't you?
Can you?
Or not?
No.
Did they say that in the fact?
Pretty sure you can't go above the initial shield value. Which is interesting because usually if no one's shooting the ship that's generating the
Build
shields,
up shields.
you move them first and then you regen your shields. So you get your 6 points. Move.
So that comes with Home 1 only.
Yeah.
And the medical team comes with Liberty. So both Rebel-y type stuff, if you want either of those. But the main ones in that category really is the engine techs and the fighter coordination
And it's a
team.
rare slot to get as well.
You get it on mainly Rebel ships, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't get it on Imperial ships, really, other than Gladiator and Interdictor. Okay, next we've got defensive retrofits. Matt, do you want to take this one?
Sure.
So the 3 Ricky left for us was electronic countermeasures, blast door, and advanced projectors in that order.
Yeah, that's the
It's
clear.
probably not
That's the clear
far
one,
off.
Yeah.
I do like redundant shields as the wild card.
Yeah, every now and again.
Well, the thing is,
What about them cluster bombs?
no. I used to like because there's that MC80 with the 2 defensive slots.
Yeah.
Redundant shields and advanced projectors before they nerfed it. The X-7 was like basically impossible to kill. You have to kill all the shields with Rainbow Antilles as well.
Yeah.
Engineering.
And that's the one you put projection experts on as well. So if they let you not shoot you, it's fine. You're still getting your benefit to other ships. Yeah.
So,
Redundancy.
electronic countermeasures, or ECM. While defending, you may exhaust this card to spend 1 defense token that your opponent targeted with an accuracy result, which is pretty amazing. And it used to see a load of play when everyone was running like medium and large base ships.
Because it keeps the brace alive no matter what.
Keeps your brace alive.
You couldn't take an AF2 out without it.
And again, that's why the intel officer saw a little rise because you couldn't ECM past that.
Yeah. It's also seen a bit of play recently, I guess, with Minister Tour giving like flotillas that slot, the defensive retrofit slot, so you can run it on there. But yeah, it's pretty amazing vital upgrade for medium or large base with that slot. That's the thing that a lot of the Imperial ships don't have.
No.
Well,
7 points.
Minister
7
2
points.
is a great card to come out to give an option on it.
Yeah. So that comes in the core set, the
Yes.
assault frigate, and the corvette. So not much for
Loads of
Imperials.
copies.
I have
Mostly
so
for
many copies of
rebels.
VCM.
But rebels, like we said, rebels are the main beneficiaries of it. It's good on ISD2. You definitely want it on ISD2 if you can fit it on. And you'd hopefully have 1 copy in your core set if you're an Imperial player, not a Rebel player.
Yeah, keep the brace alive.
Yeah.
And then reinforced blast doors. That was number 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. At the start of the ship phase, you may discard this card to discard up to 3 of your face down damage cards, and that's 5 points.
That comes in the
Architects.
Yep.
Because
I have to keep borrowing them off you, that's why.
too tight. To buy more
maybe
than
I
one.
should stop allowing you to run dirty
definitely.
admonition.
Definitely,
years. So, great little card for keeping stuff alive. The key being here is that it's at the start of the ship phase, so your opponent can't do it. Don't let people do it just before they activate and taking damage. Make sure you get that timing window. Remember that timing window. And also
if
that
you
it's
move on to orders, if you move on to doing a ship, it's too late.
Was it during when my ammunition would have died if I hadn't done it in the correct time window at the to win the tournament the other day? I said to Chris beforehand, like the turn before, don't let me forget to blast doors on my turn. And it came round to Jim's turn. I was like, blast doors! And Chris was like, yeah, I was gonna let you accidentally forget and then be magnanimous in my letting you do it.
Yeah.
Chris wasn't able to get his magnanimous card that day.
but also the other key bit is being that it's face down damage cards.
Yes.
So if you're with the new party that flips all those cards face up.
I wonder if that makes Han better because you could like jump in with Han.
Oh, before
don't know
people
if-
blast doors.
Yeah, because I guess it's whoever has initiative. Does it?
Yeah,
decides
I'd
that?
assume so.
Ooh.
If you had Han, does he trump blast doors? Get in and do the last damage.
What's the wording on hand?
Let me dig him out.
But
I think
yeah.
he's at the start of the ship phase as well. Is
So
that
if you're
at the
first
start?
player,
Is that at the
this
start of the
is
ship
at the start of the
phase?
ship phase.
Let's see, Mr. Solo. At the start of the ship phase, you can
Yeah.
activate.
Okay, so they're both the same.
Initiative, then, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're going first and you got a hand
That'd be
solo,
quite rare to have them on 1 damage and then
you've got it on 1 damage.
Or
And
2.
Hand's not even bomber.
He's not bomb,
That's-
but he does have 2 dice
Right.
against ships.
He's got a good chance of doing it.
Yeah. And then the third card, Advanced Projectors. When you resolve the redirect token, you can choose more than one hull zone to suffer damage, which may include a non-adjacent hull zone.
That comes with the assault frigate.
And that's 6 points.
Just the assault frigate.
So prior to the rise, well, I didn't used to play prior
Before
to
XO7s.
XO7s.
Yeah. So
But apparently,
this
before that
used
got
to be-
FAQ.
This used to be crazy on like a home one Liberty because you've got 4 on the front and then is it 4 on the sides with them as well?
Yeah.
Or 3, yeah. So you've got 4, 4, 4 and 3 on the back, and you used to be able to take. Say you took like 8 damage from the front or 9 damage from the front, you could just put it on your offside and your back and your front and not take any damage. It was insane.
See, I used to have like.
Oh, you still can do that unless it's XO7.
I never used to like it, but I was playing against a lot of guys who were doing like big, hefty dice attacks.
Yeah,
So the brace was worth as much as that was.
absolutely.
Except for the fact I'm not taking the damage. So later
But
on, I can
on-
remove
Yeah,
You're
shields.
right. The
that's why
ECMs is
yeah,
better.
yeah.
ECMs is better. But on the home one where you have 2 defensives, the ECMs and the advanced
Yeah,
projectors
that's filthy.
was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I reckon you can still get away with it because
Yeah.
not that many people play XO7s. these
Yeah,
days.
that's
No, I
true.
very rarely see it.
That's true.
Despite the sick alt art.
Yeah.
You can just make that Moncal just becomes
Hey,
a crazy regen.
I play a lot of Corvettes, so I can only throw 1 to my shield.
Yeah,
So we talked about the redundant shields, which was at the start of each status phase, you may recover 1 shield, which is 8 points, and also a modification, which is quite key because
You can only have 1 modification on any ship at any time.
and then the wild card is obviously cluster bombs.
No, redundant shields is the wild card.
Shields are okay. That's more
So
skin out.
the
Skin out.
only
It's too
one,
expensive,
the
it's
only
8
one we
points.
haven't talked about.
Oh, you've lost your 100-point ship. Would you care to possibly do a damage to a TIE fighter?
Yeah.
You get redundant shields on ISD and the MC-30 frigate. If you wanted to get some,
I hope.
let's not talk about cluster
No,
bombs.
that's it, yeah.
I hope that it got. I hope it gets FAQ'd or errated or something and brings it. Because we always talk about how strong squadrons are.
Cluster bombs is a 1-shot hurt squadrons for 5 points. 4 dice. You're probably going to roll 3 hits on it. Is it?
If that.
Blue? 2. No, because it's hits or crits.
Okay, yeah, 3 then.
So it's 0.75 of a dice.
It's like Shara
So you should get 3 hits.
hits.
And there's no way to modify it.
You can't.
Torrent fire.
You can't. You can't. It's not an attack, is it?
No.
So you can't. You can't scatter it.
Stupid.
So it's,
Oh, you can't scatter it? Okay,
No,
fair.
no, no.
Okay. It's a little bit of money in that. I'll give you that. It's a little bit of money in that.
It's something you'd have to bait somebody in if they
Yeah,
made a mistake.
It's a shame. It's a shame. It's not. It's a shame. It's not
Free.
for each,
Gives you points back for taking it.
for each squadron at close range.
Yeah.
For,
Is it only the person that killed you?
It's only the squadron that kills
see, if
you.
it got
It's not even kills you, is it? It's just after an attack.
Against you.
Yeah, but you can do it
you're
even if you
destroyed.
die, yeah.
But I think it should have been like...
cool art, though.
It's cool art. I think it should have been for like every squadron at close range, even if it's friendly or not. If you could just literally bomb more effectively than flak. But anyway,
yeah, it would probably be a bit too good. It's not good. Let's move on. So the next category is the is it fleet support, the one that comes on flotillas.
Yeah.
So this is only 5 cards for this
I
available.
wonder what Ricky put for this one.
Well, quite clearly, I think the top is Bomber Command Center.
Overpriced. Just roll good dice.
Overpriced.
Just roll good dice. Just roll better dice.
It's read it out, Matt.
Bomber Command Center. While a friendly squadron with bomber at distance 1 to 5 is attacking a ship, it may re-roll 1 dice, and it's for 8 points.
Right.
And it's so good. Prior to Bomber Command Center, bombers bombing dice were inconsistent.
Yeah.
You just had to rely on weight of dice. Like you couldn't think that a Y-wing would actually get any damage.
Yeah.
Or a squad of Y-wings, but now Bomber Command,
even like X-wings makes them really good bombers.
Yeah, Bomber Command, and especially like doubling up as people do.
And it's death. But the thing with bomber, the thing that makes bombers strong is that they're death by 1,000 cuts. So your defense tokens are close to worthless against them.
Yeah.
And to get Bomber Command Center is basically guaranteed.
Unless you have ammunition.
That's what makes ammunition amazing. But the bomber, for me, like the Bomber Command Center, it just basically makes your damage so consistent and reliable.
Oh yeah,
it's just insanely good. And if you like Ben's list that he was playing with for a while, where he had 3 of them, means you can re-roll whatever you get on the first one, unless it's a hit crit. You can re-roll it.
He had two bomber commands, but he had like over 90% chance of getting the damage that he wanted.
A hit crit, because you re-roll the first one. If you don't get a hit crit, you re-roll the first one.
Yeah.
And then you stick on a normal hit, so you don't roll into a blank. But if you roll a blank on the second one, or a hit crit, you keep the hit crit. If you roll a blank, you then re-roll again.
Yeah.
You just get so many hit crits, and it, like, what is it? TIE bombers are 9 points. Yeah. And they're just carving up ships left, right, and centre. It's insanely good, Bomber Command Centre. It's insanely good.
Shame I can't double up my ordnance experts on demolition.
take Vader, though.
Yeah. I mean, I do, yeah.
Basically the same thing.
Next one for me is probably Comsnet.
Yeah.
See, for me, it's slices, but fair dues.
Ooh.
I think Comsnet's more
Contention.
ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Okay, so Comsnet after Bomber Command Center becomes in both flotillas,
It's
right?
both, yeah.
Because I know some of these.
You get it in Rebel Transports and Gazantes.
Okay, so Comsnet. After the reveal command L step, you may remove 1 command token from this ship to assign a matching token to another friendly ship at distance 1 to 5 for 2 points. It's pretty great being able to give you some flexibility.
You're stalling out. Most of your flotilla actions are stalling stuff out anyway, and then you're giving all that flexibility. And if somebody slices you, or you need to slow down, you need to speed up, just give them a nav token.
Yeah.
If you need that squadron token, it just makes the flight controller alpha activations better.
Yeah.
You can help repair something if it needs got a dodgy crit on it. It's just amazing for 2 points.
Yeah,
and then
so good.
Slicer Tools, which was an upgrade that saw a lot of play for a while, but it seems to have died down. Everyone teched against it.
This is the best one.
Everyone teched against it, but
it's the best and the worst because it's easy to tech against. But if you don't tech against it, it's really good.
Yeah, it really fucks you over. But
this is the best one just from an overall perspective.
Comsnet, you get in both actually, I think, but don't you? Or is it only one you get Comsnet in?
Comsnet is a very sneaky. I'm going to sit the back up. Comsnet is when you're buying a Kazanti. So when you buy a Kazanti, you put your Admiral on it. You take Comsnet. And you help it slightly as you run away.
Yeah.
As is the coward's choice. Bomber Command. You sit the back.
So why aren't you playing it then?
You sit
with your cowardly long range list.
What?
Your cowardly manoeuvre around the
ammunition. you can't tell me off for ammunition
definitely
and for long range at the same time.
Definitely cowardly because it doesn't. You can't kill it. Can't kill ammunition.
Slicer Tools. You've got to get in their face with a tiny little flotilla. It's beautiful. I love it.
So Slicer Tools. After you execute a maneuver, you may exhaust this card to choose an enemy ship at distance 1 to 3. You may choose a new command on its top command dial.
And important is you don't get to see. You do not get to see what they had anyway.
So it's 7 points.
And you only get it in Gazantes, this one.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I buy Gazanti.
Because it's weird like Imperial hacking, slicing, yeah.
It is really good. Like, I guess it's mostly used against carriers that you know are going to be doing squadron commands.
Yeah, you can hack Varus is good.
Close range stuff that you think they're going to be doing.
Or hacking hacking demo and
it's
the
the only way.
abolition.
It's the only way to lock like your virus down if Riken's in play.
It's always a funny one, like slicing someone early in the game. Like sometimes it's obvious what you should set them. Like if they have no squadrons, give you a squadron command.
That was quite nice.
Those sorts of things. But sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want you doing squadrons, and I don't want you moving, and I don't want you repairing.
Yeah.
But you can also shoot me.
Yeah.
So which
I think
sometimes it's really obvious. Like your virus, not squadrons.
It can be tough to use because you've got to be within 1 to 3 at the end of your move.
Yeah.
Which means you're taking your evade out of play, and it's a bit risky, like you say. But put it on two with ECMs.
Yeah.
And
That's filthy.
and or Bright Hope that can also mitigate a bit of damage. It's quite good. Or Quantum Storm as well.
Yeah, Quantum Storm and sneak into that.
Slicey Tools won me my first game of the Q1 tournament. It was because we had this Ammunition Demolisher. Basically, Demolisher had come in off a high-space assault. So basically, we were going in parallel down the flanks of the entire fight.
You sliced it.
Coming together at the back.
Yeah.
And he'd been able to punch through if I hadn't just like thrown Bright Hope and gone like, no manoeuvre for you. Don't care what you have, you're not having manoeuvre.
The thing that makes it hard for those ones, though, is that often they have a token stacked as well, so they just spend the token. But if you can Q7 them or catch them without a token, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think versus your virus, it's worth its weight in gold.
Definitely.
I mean, when I was running my previous list with my
Which I guess isn't
stuff, you had to sacrifice your transport with Slice Tools
Yeah.
to give you a 1-turn window to get in and get your virus.
Yeah.
And then the other two, are highly situational. Jamming Field.
Pick an honourable mention. Pick one as an honourable mention.
Okay.
It's your pick.
My honourable mention will be Jamming Fields. While a squadron at distance 1 to 2 is attacking or defending against a squadron, the attack is treated as obstructed for 2 points. I really like it because, like Imperial Bombers, Rhymer Bulls, they only have one anti-squadron die. If you can put your flotilla in amongst that bull and throw a bunch of, and this is a bit, you have to throw a bunch of squadrons in there to tie them up. You have free reign at attacking that bull without getting any hit.
And I like it because you can move your squadrons in, not get jammed, and then move in and cover them up with the jamming field for the shots back.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And I think you get that in both flotillas, don't you, jamming field, I think?
I believe so. Yeah. And then Cook's honourable mention.
Well, I was just saying because it features so heavily in Ricky's odd list.
Repair Cruise is a funny one.
It's another one that you go, oh, I bought this flotilla almost purely for its activation power.
Yeah.
So it might as well sit in something useful at the back.
Yeah.
I think you only get repair crews in Rebels.
Not
Rebel one.
Not unreasonable.
Transport.
No, it's fair.
But the trouble what it suffers from, so it's 4 points, and it's on a repair order. Instead of spending your engineering points, you may discard 1 damage card from 1 friendly ship, distance 1 to 2.
Yeah.
So you've got to be quite close.
Yeah.
It's good. Like on the bigger ships, it's good because it takes those nasty crits that catch you off guard away. But the thing I think it suffers from is why wouldn't you want any of the other stuff we've already mentioned? All the other stuff we mentioned is just good. It's really, really good.
I can see it being quite nice with suppressor.
It's good with tanky lists.
Yeah,
it's
very good.
Good with tanky lists, like Ricky's MC30s.
Yeah, which is very unusual.
So that's a hotly contested category, that one. They are very good. But then, I mean, the whole point of the Gazantis and the Flotillas is they sit there and just support. They're not built to take massive turbo laser batteries or anything.
I'll clearly play them.
Then we've got, Matt, you can do this one again, Interdictor. So this is officially called Experimental Retrofit.
Yeah.
So there are 4. I'm not going to do a top 3. Just pick out the best and then pick out a second honourable mention.
Which ship are they coming, Chris?
Okay.
These are all Interdictor, and you can only equip them on the Interdictor.
Okay, so the best Targeting Scrambler.
Yeah, I think it is.
Like, while a friendly ship at distance 1 to 3 is defending at close range, during the spend defense token step, you may exhaust this card to force the attacker to reroll up to 4 dice of your choice, which is amazing. In like the close ship meta, Targeting Scrambler
It's so good.
It's insane. It's insanely good. It just sucks that the only ship you can put it on,
Lando.
the only ship you can put it on,
It's like a Lando every
doesn't
turn,
work.
every shot, right?
It's a Lando, but you have to exhaust it. So if they've double arced you, you can only target and scramble one of those.
Yeah.
And they still get the APT damage through.
For the people that aren't quite familiar with it, it's fact the key part is it's because it's like you do it at the spend defense token step.
Yeah.
So they've already
modified all their dice.
You read on your Darth Vader reroll and your Gunners reroll,
And they've turned all their dice to what they need them exactly to.
And you're like, no, naked roll.
Yeah.
Blank, 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 blank.
And then you can spend your defense tokens afterwards in response to whatever comes up.
Yeah, that is good. And then my honourable mention is the G8s. G8 experimental projector. I think they should have ruled them differently.
Does anybody know, on that targeting scrambler, if somebody declares the accuracies first and then you get to targeting scramble and you roll out the accuracies, do they still count against your defence tokens?
I thought they wouldn't, but
Right.
I'm not ruled.
Because it's at the spent defence token step, isn't it?
It is at the spend. So yeah, I'm not sure how the timing step works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
have to look into that.
Everybody pops and you can't have those, haven't they?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It might be the way.
So you want to reroll them just in case they came back in as
Yeah,
damage.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was just an aside. So,
Cool. And then the G8. The wording on the G8 is before an enemy ship at distance 1 to 5 resolves a determined course step. You may exhaust this card to temporarily reduce its speed by 1 to a minimum speed of 0 until the end of the maneuver for 8 points. I think it should have been almost completely different, but I think it should have been. I think it should have been an area of effect bubble that moves. You exhaust the card to move, and you say within this range of this point, all ships -1 speed.
yeah.
When they're resolving their determined course step. So if anyone comes into
That probably would make
they
the
slow them
extension
down.
worth its points.
They slow them down
on everything.
and they can't. But it's all ships within a certain range, and then you have to exhaust it to move that bubble. So the enemy sees that bubble,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like an interdiction well, and they have to move around it. And
That's
actually,
quite cool.
but this,
But unfortunately
is-
not. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Fancy make believe.
Yeah, I'd be just happy if it wasn't a temporary reduction. It's like, yeah, they're -1 speed. Because you've got you got finals already, right? But keeping the speed 0 there, because it means, like, the fact, if that let you actually put them speed 0, that'd be very cool.
Interdictor might just be worth its points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you'd be forcing people to get speed 2. At least.
It is fun, but the thing with trying that interdictor list that had this and like track beams and stuff, it's just like keep away, but you can only force one thing to keep away, and you can't keep it that far away
And
from
those are
you.
blue dice, so
Yeah.
you actually want them a bit closer so you can shoot.
Yeah,
Fireball.
It is cool when it works on like engine text or something. You say no,
Yeah.
you demolisher, you have to stay there.
Yeah.
and now I can shoot you. But
Yeah, it's fun to use it on the Engitech move.
You need to stack stuff like that, don't you? You need
Yeah.
to stack. You need some Q7 tractor beams as well, and
yeah, I just
maybe
think
Constantine Admiral.
I tried that list. It was not as good as I thought it was going to be.
I just think if it was like an area 1 to 2 bubble, you
Yeah.
exhausted that to move it 1 to
Yeah.
4 or something.
Yeah,
Is it worth also saying...
but it's not.
But it's not.
I mean, you have to have one of these upgrades attached to your interdictor if you want the interdictor to count as an interdictor in creating conflict, is that right? Or do you just have to have
No,
a
you
slot?
just have to have a slot. Yeah,
So that's actually admitting that, like, the main awesome effect of the interdictor cruisers isn't actually part of the
upgrades.
normal game. Okay.
Oh, that's not-
Choose FFG.
I wonder if in the future they will ever like bring out more.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess
And
they're
unless-
scared of the balance on it because
Yeah.
if they make it too powerful, suddenly everybody's playing this control list
Do you think?
Yeah.
where the rebels have nothing
Do
against
you think
it.
They just got it wrong.
at some point down the line, like these token slots, like the one that came on the Phoenix Home,
Yeah.
are they going to release a pack called like intelligence stuff? And
They've never done this.
they've never done this, but FFG,
But
if
also,
you're listening,
They've never done a double pack release of the same ship.
I'd like it if they did a Corellian conflict campaign.
That's
next.
part duh.
But instead of all the squadrons, there was a different version of each ship or different titles
Ooh,
for
I
each
like
ship.
that. That's
Right.
very
It would
cool.
really open up some old ships that
Yeah.
are not used. It would be new ways to use old
VSD
ships.
could do something.
It'd just be so cool. Like you'd have a Mark III of stuff, or a modification mark of all these different ships, or a title
I
for
want a
them.
red
A
VSD
new good title.
for the rebels.
The red VSD.
Yeah, it's fluff. It's okay with the fluff. Isn't it?
Right.
They nicked it, right?
Yeah. Well, it could sold all. I don't know. So somebody used all.
Yeah, something like that. That would be really awesome.
What an imperial ship auction, and they were just bidding.
Why is it? Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, your knowledge of the fluff is all the retcon stuff.
It is all the retcon stuff. Yeah, you're right.
I'll take the VSD, please. And then
Yeah,
just
what do you want to use it for? Nothing.
Gonna
It'll be my private yacht.
pleasure.
I don't know if we should sell this imperial starship to terrorists.
Leave the guns on it. Leave the guns on it. Leave them
They
working.
didn't take the guns off.
Right.
Right.
But then they put them back on.
Right. Yeah.
But in the
The biggest issue was trying to find a quantity of paint large enough to paint a Star Destroyer because the only paint that existed.
why did they paint it red?
because they would, because like he's a rich like scum guy, so he's like, I want it
Right.
But it turns out the only paint that exists in like sufficient quantities to paint a Star Destroyer in a Star Wars universe
grey.
actually was Star Destroyer grey. Yeah,
Yeah, this sounds like dodgy fluff to me.
best fluff.
Which who was this person that had this?
Booster Terrick.
Right.
He's the father-in-law of Coran Horn.
The last category is the ones that come as the Pelter class. Just at the bottom of the same page there. I've not used them extensively, so there are only 3.
I've played against one of them. No, I've played against 2 of them.
I can't remember for the life of me what they're called.
We've got
called
Shield
Fleet-
to Maximum.
Fleet something? No, the slot's called. I mean, are they Fleet something?
Fleet support.
It would have to be something.
You look them up, I'll read one out. So we've got Shields to Maximum.
Shield to Maximum.
6 points. At the start of the ship phase, you may discard this card or spend a repair token. If you do, until the end of the round, before a friendly ship reveals a command, it may recover 1 shield.
Fleet Command.
Fleet Command. Is it? Are those a fleet support?
Yeah.
Fleet Command. So I think this one's not great because how many times do all your ships have 1 shield? People focus fire, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get minimum use out of that.
Well, Shields to Maximum and redundant shields and repair crews.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
There's
the way that
Rebel Region
the way that Ice White worked was it was a Pelter flagship running for safety while carrying the objective VIP. Just worth at least 50 points on that, and it was regenning the rest of the list as it ran. I know the fact that as it ran is a bit cheeky for a Pelter, especially ammunition was chasing.
Yeah,
ammunition
not running very fast.
But yeah, it tried. That's it.
You've got All Fighters Follow Me, which is similar, same trigger effect, but with a squadron token. You can discard the card or spend the squadron token. To the end of the round, the speed of each squadron that a friendly ship activates is increased by 1 to a maximum of 5 until the end of that squadron's activation. So it doesn't work on rogues. It's only stuff that a ship activates. I guess it's okay. It makes the B-Wings...
So could it work on rogues if a ship activated the rogue?
Yes, it can, yes.
Cool.
But then, yeah.
But if you're using it for Mega Alpha and you want to throw, and it involves you throwing your list beyond your command range.
Ricky played around with this, didn't he?
Yeah, quite effective list.
Just gets B-Wings a bit further, does it?
I think it's the Alpha. It gives you that extra threat range.
Yeah.
But, it's funny now because I can remember the time when we were looking at the preview article for these upgrades and we were like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
The possibilities, it's so cool. But
no. It's just because the ship that they come on, which is only
a bit of a
the Pelter, it's too expensive
just
for what it does.
Like, you're throwing ships at speed 4-5 and you're only speed 2 yourself, so it's then hard to follow up and command them properly.
Well, other people can fight them. It doesn't have to be you.
How often do you actually use squadrons at their full speed?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I fly A-Wings as pinners, so almost every single time. But
that's maximum at speed 5 and the speed
exactly.
5 anyway.
It doesn't make them faster.
Like the pinning ships that you want, but
yeah.
And then you've got Entrapment Formation at the start of the ship phase, same trigger effect, but with a nav token. If you do, or until the end of the round, each friendly ship may change its speed by 1 during the determined course.
I think that's pretty good.
I'd like to try that, yeah, because you could do the TRC Corvettes and take your concentrate fighters all the time instead of the navs.
This is the thing.
Or take nav mostly by 2.
If the Phoenix Home was speed 3. And it was a little bit more manoeuvrable.
That would be cool.
It might fit in with a fleet.
Yeah,
you run this.
It's the fact that the Phoenix Home is at 2 and it can't keep up with doing the interesting stuff that these.
And they can't run away from stuff.
I actually think the one that's in there is best with it is possibly Shields to Maximum. I mean, it is only.
But the problem is like how many times are people shooting one shield off a lot of things? They're just going to focus fire one.
If that keeps you up, like for one extra round with one ship, it's worth 6 points.
I guess so.
I'm looking at these and thinking of them in terms of like discarding of the card. Sure. I know. Obviously, you can spend a token instead.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, I think you just want to discard the card. Like if you need to, like if you want the Alpha Fighters Follow Me, you only need to use it once.
Yeah.
Like the shields, if it's a Hail Mary save, you need it once.
Yeah. I think Ricky's tactic was dragging all the Skirgs forwards, spinning that card, and then launch them all further forwards and trying to alpha the opponent.
Yeah.
like before they'd set up or got into the fight.
I'm not even going to rank those because I don't use the Pelter.
And joint first.
You've got to have a very specific
joint last. I think you'll find
you've got to have a very specific list. I mean, there are lists out there that use them well.
They are joint last.
I think it's interesting. There might be another meta out there that's listening to this and being like,
to buy meta. His challenge for you: get a Pelter winning everything.
Yeah, anyone else? send in your stuff on. We'll cover Pelter in full when we do Rebel Ships, but
if anyone's
if somebody's made it work or do something.
If anyone out there is running a Phoenix Home list,
let us know.
And utilising these upgrades to do really well.
I played a very cool Phoenix Home. It was very cool, repainted Phoenix Home. You had like the orange repainted list from regionals, but he had the missile variant.
Like black.
Yeah, but
black
I mean,
dice.
even he'd eschewed the. He got a kill with it as well. He killed a CR90. It would have died anyway, but he claimed it.
Fine.
But I think even he issued. He might have had shields maximum.
Right.
But it didn't help.
Didn't do much.
Against the amount of firepower coming in. Yeah.
The thing is, Pelter was fine in a fluffy game, in a cool game, but in a tournament game, there's just better stuff to spend your points on. Yeah. Just better.
Which is this is why I play so much Rebels, because every time I try and build a list for Imperials, I keep going, Rival's better.
Yeah.
Demolisher's better.
Exactly. Yeah.
All
right, so that's all the generic upgrades covered. Next time we'll probably start. Well, we'll see who we've got, who's available. Depending on whether we do Rebels or Imperials.
True.
But we'll focus on Rebels. We'll do all the Rebel specific upgrades and maybe the ships or the squadrons as well.
Well, like titles.
Titles for everything.
I
all
wonder
the commanders, officers, titles for the ships.
We should get Ricky to do the Imperial episode.
Yes.
Sorry, Ricky, we've already recorded the Rebels.
but do you really want all your comparisons to be?
It's not as good as Yavaris.
when this list plays against Yavaris, it will lose.
No, he's trying to shed his Yavaris skin, isn't he?
He is.
But like I say, he's living vicariously through other people playing Yavaris.
Well, and also, for all the people in his team. But also, all the stuff he's picked, subconsciously, he's ranked all the stuff that goes on Yavaris the highest. It's generic upgrade.
He's like a drug pusher that doesn't deal with it. It doesn't go into his own stash. It's like, hey kids, try this. I don't do it anymore because it's bad for business. But you'll love it.
Don't waste your own product.
Oh dear.
The trouble is that everyone in Bristol is so used to playing against Yavaris that we sort of know how to do it.
Well, we got bored of it, so everybody moved off of it.
My lists are really good at killing Yavaris now.
Yeah. You've got to. I don't know what the metas are like elsewhere, but you've got to think. Even in the Q1 we played, there were 2 Yavaris lists, 3 Yavaris lists. You've got to prepare for it because you've got to think.
So
it'll
only
be
one Rican Yavaris, wasn't there?
Yeah.
The others were Dodonna Yavaris.
Yeah, but Dodonna's cheap. He lets you have more stuff, and he's great for crits with all the bombers and.
I prefer Dodonna. Rican's almost like I accept that I'm going to get beaten. So I'm going to get money out of my ships as they go.
Such a funny admiral, isn't he? Because you think
the one I find weird is who plays Rican. Because I've heard this from some other campaigns. People are taking Rican into their Chameleon Conflict campaign.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want to lose the ships. You got to buy them back.
Yeah.
Rican's effect only works if you're taking overall.
Maybe we should try that.
Maybe it's too late.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess what we say about those upgrades. Again, don't feel like you have to use any of them.
Use some of them though.
But this is the kind of thing you will be seeing most often in other lists when you play. The ones we've been through today aren't probably as locked in maybe as the ones last episode, where you've got the categories like the black dice ones, which is just so strong. The red dice one, so strong. The gunnery team, the weapons teams, just so many strong upgrades in there. Yeah. Not quite the same level today, but
engine text.
Engine text is pretty tidy. There's none in there that I think that are part of a kit card. So last month we were talking a lot. We had like the XI7s, leading shots, turbo laser reroute circuits, TRCs, all parts of kits, so you can get them more cheaply or more readily. But none I don't think for any of these slots yet.
Have you've gone? What were the kit prizes like prior to me playing? Did you go to many in like the
they were like for the participation cards were like I think they were TIE fighters, squadron type ones.
Yeah,
I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
They weren't upgrades, I don't think, and the winning was all like coins and tokens. Yeah. So there were no.
Tokens come back in, haven't they?
And we had last week we had some admirals as well, like Akbar was one of the participations, and
I got that one. That was regionals last year.
I think Tarkin
three copies now. Maybe to one regional. Keep spewing them out at other events.
Mon Mothma were early on.
Yeah.
They're hard to get now because I think Mon Mothma was the first Worlds, maybe.
I think she
So
was,
there's only
yeah.
like 300 or 400 of them in existence, I think.
Ooh.
So
Slightly more than number of players. I joke. All the events set out. Actually, Armada's setting out fast. Next one.
Armada's doing well.
Yeah.
It's doing well. It's good to see. It's good to see.
Lots of. It's interesting because in Bristol we're located. We've got Western-super-Mare down the road, and we've got Cardiff across the bridge.
There's a few players
And
there.
so each one's got at least 6 players.
Yeovil.
There's a few players in Yeovil.
And
Yeah.
each one's got distinct meta, within their little local group.
It's come from Swindon as well. Came down last time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see, and there's some new players as well. Anthony Yates has finally
Some Reading.
got into
a couple
it.
guys in Reading as well.
Yeah, who's that other guy that came? He did really well. There's one guy, I think his first ever tournament, he's done really well.
Oh, he lives in Horfield in Bristol.
Horfield,
Yeah, he's never come down. He's just a new player.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is, he did get
one to watch.
10-1 by Ben,
Right.
Yeah,
and then submarined back up.
Yeah, but Ben will do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that to you.
Yeah, he certainly will.
Ben has become the dream crusher. Right.
Well, he didn't win that tournament, did he? That's why I finally managed to,
I was the dream crusher.
I finally managed to sneak a win.
Yeah.
Nice sneaky off Metacrack list. Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, thanks for
Any
listening.
more to say about any of these upgrades, guys? I don't think so.
No.
I think
Just buy if you're on a budget. Hopefully we've given you an idea of some of the ships
And
to start with for a certain faction.
Do bear in mind that your ship is worth more than the ship is worth the damage and it's worth its activation.
Yeah.
And it's worth more than just the upgrades on it. So don't
Yeah.
overspend on upgrades.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you want to try anything out, we shouldn't say this, but I'm sure your local group doesn't mind if you proxy cards for a while prior to.
Yeah, in friendly
Yeah.
games. Yeah, friendly
Yeah.
games, absolutely. So
Obviously, at any official tournament, then it's.
you need to borrow the proper
yeah.
cards. Yeah, get hold of them.
We've all-
But the thing with these is that everything we've been through today, none of it you really need to spam. So, some of the stuff we covered last week, like XI7s, TLC, you want multiple copies of those.
Well, I guess that's why they
But
give
this,
them for participation.
you don't really need to spam anything.
No.
I don't think it's all.
If you're spamming engine text, you've got a very filthy list anyway. So little sympathy.
But you spend that money, you live with that burden.
When Hammerheads come out, I will then have 6 more ships with the Recon spam is on.
Yeah. So before we go, just mention again the Q1 kit, capped at 16 players. I think we've got about 8 or 9 signed up so far. April the 9th in Bristol.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now. Sign up. See us on Facebook.
Get to the tournament.
Yeah, get the tournament, and we'll mention your list on a future episode. I'm sure if you get 10-1 by Ben or something.
Is there a side prize for them scalping you, Chris?
No, because that
Anyone-
would cost us too much money.
Anyone that's
Everyone will thrash me. I'll take some naff experimental list.
anyone that 10 ones or 9 twos, a member of Commons Noise gets a chocolate bar or a can of drink.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should do a little incentive.
Paid for by the player who exceeded such an almighty number of points.
Jeez, I'm going to be spending a lot of money.
Depends what list you take, I guess.
I think I might crack out the interdictor again.
Yeah, I might be going to do that.
I think the rule is generally don't try hard. Probably this time.
Try as hard as you like, people.
But then for us,
I really liked that.
I want to try
Gladiator
some
Arc
experimental
tennis.
stuff.
I had a really fun game against Robin.
It's good. It's a good list.
I just played
It.
into Ricky. I was like, I've
Yeah.
got to get this right, and I was off.
Didn't.
And then
Yeah.
It's the beauty of the manoeuvre list is high risk reward.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not happy with Ricky being the new Akbar guy. I thought I'd locked that in by playing Akbar for a year.
So you're going to bring an old school
Bring in
AF2
Akbar.
list.
Well, I might bring an old school list back.
You start playing some Imperial, Matt. Show your diversity.
I do play some more Imperial.
Show your ability.
I just started enjoying Maydeen too much. And then
Yeah.
Maydeen led to Kraken, and then
Yeah.
What are the side arcs like on the?
awful.
Yeah,
on the Palto.
yeah.
What's anything like on the Palto? The answer is basically awful.
It looks cool. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
cool
it
model.
looks
It's
like
a very
cool
cool
ship.
model.
Looks like a cool ship.
Yeah.
Can't-
Didn't Ricky try spamming them, and it was still bad?
I don't know.
He did. It was still bad.
Yeah.
Well, one of each of these.
No, yeah, I think we did have 3 pelters. Yeah,
The triumvirate of.
He had Shields to Maximum and all fighters follow me and did try. Oh, that's 3 pelters then, which are 3 times
Just got
terrible.
murdered by Arctens.
3
That's fine. I
times.
haven't tried Arctens yet.
3
Yeah,
times
Arctens
terrible.
are so
They're
fun.
really good.
They are
Yeah,
fun.
they're really, really
Like,
good.
just win some store credit. That's the key.
Super good. So yeah, look us up on Facebook. send us an email and we'll read you out next time.
Tell us how wrong we are about
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
upgrades.
We'd love to hear about your matters, and if you've got different opinions about upgrades, different opinions about ships,
And if
we'd
you,
love to hear about it.
if you can back them up statistically, send through your maths work as well. That'd be interesting.
Double spaced.
Great. Thanks for listening, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
We'll see you next time. Bye.